Thomas Edison, the tireless inventor of light and sound. On a peaceful winter morning in the small town of Milan, Ohio, a boy named Thomas Alva Edison was born on February 11th, 1847. The world around him was quiet and gentle, wrapped in the soft blanket of fresh snow. His family home was warm, filled with the tender voices of his parents, Samuel and Nancy Edison, and the gentle laughter of siblings. Thomas's early days were filled with simple joys, the glow of the fireplace, the soft murmur of the nearby creek, and the quiet companionship of his mother, who believed in his boundless curiosity and gentle spirit. Though his mind was restless, always moving like a soft breeze, the home was a safe harbour where questions were never hurried away but met with patience and warmth. As a child, Thomas was different from most children around him. He found the noisy distractions of the classroom difficult and often felt lost in the structured world of lessons. But his mother, sensing the gentle flame of curiosity within him, took him home and became his first teacher. She nurtured his love for reading, and together they explored books filled with stories of science, nature, and invention. Young Thomas spent long hours watching the flicker of candle flames, the movement of shadows on the wall, and the delicate dance of dust motes in the soft daylight. He was fascinated by the ticking clocks and the sounds of the telegraph wires he often encountered. Each little observation was a thread weaving into the vast tapestry of his imagination. As Thomas grew older, his fascination deepened into a quiet passion. His first job as a telegraph operator allowed him to listen closely to the rhythm of the clicking messages travelling over miles of wire. This work connected him to a world beyond his small town, a world buzzing with the energy of ideas and invention. He taught himself about electricity, experimenting with circuits and bulbs in small, humble workshops. Nights were often spent under dim lamplight, tinkering patiently with wires and filaments, his mind alive with visions of light pushing back the shadows. He was not driven by fame or fortune, but by the gentle pull of discovery, the soft promise that each failure was simply a step closer to understanding. The early years of his career were marked by endless trials and quiet perseverance. Thomas designed many early versions of the electric light bulb, but the fragile filaments often burned out quickly, and the bulbs cracked under heat. Yet, he never let discouragement cloud his gentle determination. He carefully studied each setback, listening to the whispers of lessons hidden within failure. His small workshop was filled with sketches, notes, and glowing embers of hope. Slowly he found materials and techniques that allowed his bulbs to glow steadily and warmly, like tiny stars holding back the night. This breakthrough brought Thomas into the spotlight, yet he remained a humble man with simple needs. He imagined a world where streets, homes, and workplaces would be filled with soft, dependable light, making the dark corners safe and inviting. His invention was not just a bulb, but a beacon of comfort, a gentle hand reaching out to calm the fears of night. But the journey was not without obstacles. Competitors and skeptics challenged his ideas, and the business of electricity was filled with fierce rivalry and complex challenges. Thomas faced these difficulties with quiet strength, sometimes retreating into the calm of his workshop to gather new energy for the path ahead. Thomas's tireless work extended beyond light. He dreamed softly of capturing sound, a delicate task that would one day bring music and voices to life in new ways. His invention of the phonograph was a tender miracle, a machine that could hold a moment in time and play it back like a whisper from the past. This new creation spread warmth and wonder, showing that innovation could touch the heart as much as the mind. Even as his fame grew, Thomas lived a life of simple pleasures, surrounded by family, books, and the gentle hum of his inventions. As years passed, Thomas's pace slowed gently, but his mind remained bright, like a steady flame glowing softly in the hearth. In his famous laboratory in New Jersey, ideas continued to flow quietly, and his spirit of curiosity remained unbroken. He knew that every invention, every discovery was part of a larger story, a story of human kindness, patience, and the endless search for light in all its forms. When he passed away in 1931, the world mourned the loss of a gentle inventor whose creations had touched millions. But his light, both literal and metaphorical, continues to shine softly through time. Thomas Edison's life is a soothing reminder that even the greatest changes come from small, patient steps. His gentle persistence shows us that when we nurture our curiosity with kindness and patience, we can brighten the world around us, even in the darkest hours. So now, as you settle into your bed, feel the soft glow of his light surrounding you, a warm and comforting presence. Imagine the quiet tapping of telegraph keys, the soft scratch of a pen on paper, and the tender hum of a light bulb glowing gently in a dark room. Let Thomas Edison's story cradle you into peaceful sleep, where your own dreams may flicker with the gentle light of endless possibility. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May your night be filled with quiet wonder and restful calm. Leonardo da Vinci, the Renaissance genius with endless curiosity. On a gentle spring morning in the year 1452, in a small village nestled among the rolling hills of Tuscany, a child named Leonardo was born. The world around him was soft and quiet, with birds singing their morning songs and the breeze whispering through olive trees. Leonardo's family was simple but caring. His father, Piero, a man who worked with documents, and his mother, Caterina, a woman whose kindness felt like the warm sunlight filtering through the leaves. Although Leonardo was born outside of marriage, his childhood was filled with love and the peaceful rhythms of rural life. He wandered through fields and forests, fascinated by the way light played on the water's surface, the delicate flight of birds, and the gentle rustling of leaves. These early moments planted a seed of wonder deep in his heart, a curiosity that would grow and stretch beyond the horizon of his small village. As Leonardo grew, his natural talent for drawing and observing the world became apparent. His father saw this spark and decided to send him to Florence, a bustling city alive with artists, thinkers, and new ideas. In Florence, Leonardo became an apprentice to Andrea del Verrocchio, a master artist who taught him the skills of painting, sculpture, and craftsmanship. But Leonardo's mind was always reaching further. He sketched machines that could fly, mapped the flow of rivers, and studied the human body with quiet fascination. His notebooks began to fill with drawings that seemed to hum with life. Birds in mid-flight, muscles flexing beneath skin, and ideas for inventions yet to be made. Though he was still young, Leonardo's gentle and humble spirit earned him respect. He didn't seek praise, but rather found joy in the slow, steady progress of his work, his mind quietly expanding with each discovery. His early career was a time of blossoming promise. Leonardo's paintings captured moments with such depth and softness that those who looked upon them felt the calm warmth of the soul behind the brush. One of his early works, a tender painting of the Annunciation, glowed with gentle light and peaceful stillness. Meanwhile, his studies of anatomy showed a patient hand tracing the lines of muscles and bones, learning the secrets that nature had carefully hidden. Leonardo worked for wealthy patrons and powerful rulers, yet he always remained modest, finding solace in the quiet moments spent in his workshop or wandering the countryside observing the subtle dance of nature's rhythms. But even the gentlest of journeys has moments of shadow. A turning point came when Leonardo undertook the painting of the Last Supper, a grand work that would one day become famous. He wished to capture not just the figures, but their very spirits, frozen in a moment of shared surprise and sorrow. To do this, he experimented with new painting techniques, applying colours in ways that were fresh but fragile. Time, however, was not kind to this masterpiece. The paint began to fade and crumble, a delicate reminder of the impermanence that touches all human creations. This experience weighed softly on Leonardo's heart. The pressure to achieve perfection, the fleeting nature of art, and the slow ticking of days sometimes left him wrapped in quiet melancholy. Yet, rather than surrender, his mind took flight once again, dreaming of inventions and discoveries that reached beyond the canvas. Leonardo's struggles were not the cruelty or corruption found in stories of kings or tyrants, but quiet battles within himself and the world around him. Often he left projects unfinished, lost in the endless chase of a perfect idea. Some of his machines remained mere sketches, beautiful and full of promise but never built. The world of Renaissance politics and patronage was sometimes tiring and distracting, and jealous rivals whispered in the shadows. Yet, through these challenges, Leonardo's spirit remained a soft light, tirelessly exploring the edges of what was possible, always searching, always gentle. In the final chapter of his life, Leonardo travelled to France, invited by King Francis I, who admired the wise and humble genius. In the calm countryside, surrounded by gardens and soft sunlight, Leonardo spent his days quietly sketching, studying and reflecting. His hands, once so steady and sure, began to tremble with age, and his body grew slower, but his mind, like a quiet river flowing deep beneath the surface, kept moving, always curious, always dreaming. In 1519, Leonardo passed away peacefully, leaving behind a world richer with his gentle light. Though some of his works faded and many inventions remained dreams on paper, his legacy was already growing, spreading quietly like the soft branches of a tree reaching toward the sky. Today, Leonardo da Vinci's life reminds us that true genius is gentle and patient. His endless curiosity teaches us to look at the world with kindness and wonder, to find beauty in the smallest details, and to never stop dreaming. His legacy is not just in paintings or inventions, but in the quiet invitation to explore softly, with a heart open and full of questions. Now, as you lay your head down and let your eyelids grow heavy, imagine yourself walking slowly through the gentle hills of Tuscany. Feel the soft breeze brushing your skin and hear the whispers of leaves above. Picture Leonardo, a boy with wide, curious eyes, wandering peacefully beneath the warm sun, his heart full of wonder and dreams. Let this calm, tender vision carry you gently into a restful sleep, where your own dreams can take flight like the birds Leonardo once watched so carefully. Sleep well, dear dreamer. Let your mind wander softly through the quiet mysteries of the night, cradled by the gentle spirit of endless curiosity. Nikola Tesla, the dreamer of electricity and wireless wonders. Nikola Tesla was born on a quiet summer night in 1856 in a small village nestled among the rolling hills of what was then the Austrian Empire. The air was still, carrying the soft scents of blooming flowers and fresh earth, while stars twinkled gently in the dark sky above. His family's home was simple but warm, filled with the gentle sounds of a close-knit family. His mother was a quiet, creative woman who crafted tools and devices with her own hands, inspiring young Nikola with her resourcefulness and patience. His father was a calm and steady man, a priest who valued knowledge and kindness. From the very start, Nikola's mind was alive with wonder. Unlike many children, he did not find joy in noisy games or loud crowds. Instead, he found peace in observing the world around him, the flicker of a flame, the hum of the river, the gentle flash of lightning in distant storms. As a child, Nikola was quietly curious, often lost in thought as he watched nature's mysteries unfold. His mind wandered through invisible forces that shape the world, lightning dancing through the sky, the invisible flow of electricity, the whisper of the wind. He was fascinated by how things worked, by patterns and energy, but always with a calm and thoughtful spirit. School was sometimes difficult for him, not because he lacked intelligence, but because his mind often drifted far beyond the classroom walls. His mother, recognizing his unique mind, nurtured his curiosity with patience and gentle encouragement, sharing books about science and invention and allowing him the quiet space to dream and imagine. As Nikola grew older, his dreams grew brighter and more focused. He imagined a world transformed by the power of electricity, not just the kind that flickered in lamps, but a force that could be harnessed and shared freely, lighting cities and carrying voices across vast distances without wires or barriers. These ideas filled his mind with soft, glowing images of a future where darkness would be banished by a gentle, steady light, and where people would be connected by invisible threads of energy. His passion for discovery led him to study engineering and physics, first in Europe, where the hum of emerging technology filled the air, and then across the ocean in America, a land alive with possibility. Nikola's early career was marked by both hope and quiet struggle. He worked as an electrical engineer and inventor, exploring the secrets of currents and magnets, dreaming of wireless power and alternating current systems that could revolutionize how the world used energy. Many people did not understand his vision, and sometimes he felt alone in his pursuit. He spent countless hours in small, dimly lit laboratories, surrounded by coils of wire, buzzing machines, and flickering lights, patiently experimenting and refining his ideas. Though setbacks came, projects that failed, financial struggles, and moments of deep doubt, Nikola's gentle persistence never faded. He knew that each attempt brought him closer to a new understanding, a step forward on a path few dared to walk. One of the most important moments in Nikola's life came when he began to develop the alternating current electrical system, a revolutionary way of delivering electricity over long distances safely and efficiently. This invention was a soft but powerful wave that could light entire cities, transforming the night into a canvas of warm, glowing lamps and inviting homes. But the road was not smooth. Nikola faced fierce competition and skepticism from those who clung to older technologies. Yet he remained calm and focused, his mind always dancing with new possibilities, improving his designs, imagining wireless transmissions of energy that could travel invisibly through the air, lighting the world without wires. As the years passed, Nikola's inventions grew more extraordinary. He built devices that seemed almost magical for his time, machines that transmitted signals across great distances, systems that captured the energy of falling water, and experiments that lit bulbs without any physical connection. His laboratory was a place of quiet wonder, filled with the soft hum of electricity and the gentle flicker of sparks. But with these achievements came challenges. Financial difficulties and failed business ventures cast shadows over his quiet genius, and the world did not always recognize the gentle light of his innovations. Sometimes Nikola withdrew into solitude, finding comfort in his thoughts and in caring for the pigeons that visited him, creatures as gentle and quiet as his own spirit. In his later years, Nikola Tesla became a figure of calm reflection. Living modestly in New York, he continued to dream softly of a future where energy and information would flow freely, connecting all people without barriers or wires. Though he passed away quietly in 1943, his legacy remains a tender glow in the history of invention, a reminder that patience, kindness, and unwavering curiosity can illuminate even the darkest nights. His story teaches us that dreams, nurtured gently and pursued with steady calm, hold the power to change the world in ways both bright and beautiful. Now, as you lie comfortably beneath your covers, imagine the soft glow of a bulb flickering to life, the invisible waves of energy flowing gently through the air, and the quiet hum of discovery cradling you in warmth. Let Nikola Tesla's peaceful dreams of light and connection surround you like a soft blanket, carrying you gently into a restful sleep filled with wonder and calm. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May your night be touched by gentle light and peaceful whispers of possibility. Marie Curie, the quiet strength of radioactive brilliance. In a small, quiet town in Poland, under a soft autumn sky in 1867, a baby girl named Maria Sklodowska was born. The gentle breeze rustled through golden leaves, and the world seemed calm and peaceful, as if nature itself was welcoming her arrival. Her family home was modest but filled with warmth and gentle love. Maria's parents were tender and kind, with a quiet wisdom that nurtured her from the very beginning. Her mother was soft-spoken and patient, teaching her the value of care and dedication through everyday acts of kindness. Her father, a thoughtful and gentle priest, instilled in her a deep respect for knowledge and a quiet strength. Maria was not a boisterous child. She preferred the calm of quiet moments, the gentle rhythm of reading by candlelight, or watching the soft flicker of shadows dancing on her bedroom walls. From a young age, Maria was fascinated by the unseen forces in the world around her. She watched the way the moonlight shimmered on leaves, how certain stones glowed faintly in the dark, and she wondered about the mysteries hidden beneath the surface of everything. This curiosity was a soft flame in her heart, growing steadily as she grew. Though she faced hardships, her family struggled with loss and poverty, and the world offered few opportunities for girls to study, Maria's quiet determination never wavered. She embraced learning with a gentle persistence, studying by the dim light of oil lamps and filling her mind with dreams of discovery. Books became her closest companions, their pages soft whispers that fueled her growing desire to understand the natural world. As she blossomed into a young woman, Maria made a brave and hopeful journey to Paris, where she enrolled in the Sorbonne, a place filled with the hushed sounds of scholars and the scent of old books. The city was alive with new ideas and discoveries, and within its grand halls, Maria, now known as Marie, devoted herself entirely to the study of physics and chemistry. The long hours in cold, quiet laboratories were not easy, but Marie faced them with calm focus and gentle strength. She carefully mixed chemicals, observed reactions, and took meticulous notes, each experiment a quiet step closer to uncovering nature's secrets. Sometimes fatigue weighed on her, and the chill of the lab seeped into her bones, but her spirit was steady, her mind alive with wonder. During these years, Marie met Pierre Curie, a man whose quiet intelligence and gentle kindness matched her own. Together they formed a partnership of mutual respect and tender support. Their days were often filled with softly spoken conversations and shared experiments, the delicate hum of their machines blending with the gentle cadence of their collaboration. It was during this time that Marie's life shifted in profound ways. She began to study mysterious rays emitted by certain minerals, rays that seemed to hold a powerful but invisible energy. With careful hands and a calm heart, she explored these glowing secrets, discovering new elements, polonium, named after her beloved homeland, and radium, each one shining with a soft and eerie light. These discoveries were a quiet revolution, shining gently into the unknown. Marie's research opened new doors but also brought new challenges. The glow of radium was beautiful but carried hidden dangers that no one yet fully understood. Still, Marie worked tirelessly, often alone in dim rooms surrounded by softly glowing tubes and humming instruments. The invisible radiation touched her gently but persistently, slowly weakening her body even as her mind soared with new ideas. The loss of Pierre was a deep and silent sorrow, but Marie's calm resolve did not falter. She continued her work, winning the Nobel Prize for her groundbreaking achievements, a quiet honor recognizing her brilliance and dedication. Despite fame and recognition, she remained humble, her heart rooted in the pursuit of knowledge for the good of all. The war years brought a new purpose to Marie's life. She developed mobile X-ray units, small, gentle machines that could travel to battlefields and bring light and healing to wounded soldiers. Her quiet courage and unyielding dedication saved countless lives, a beacon of hope amid the darkness of war. Though her health continued to decline, Marie's spirit remained radiant and strong, her calm determination inspiring many who knew her story. She taught, she inspired, and she gently urged others to carry forward the torch of discovery, always mindful of the delicate balance between the power of science and the fragility of life. In her later years, Marie Curie's quiet strength was like a soft light that never dimmed. Though her body was frail, her mind was a steady flame, full of curiosity and wonder. She passed away in 1934, leaving behind a legacy of brilliance tempered by humility and grace. Her life is a reminder that even the gentlest souls can shine with extraordinary light, and that patient perseverance can illuminate the darkest mysteries. Now, as you settle into the softness of your bed, imagine the gentle glow of radium softly illuminating a quiet laboratory, the delicate hum of machines whispering around you. Feel the calm breath of discovery surrounding you like a warm, comforting blanket. Let Marie Curie's story wrap around you gently, a tender lullaby of strength, brilliance, and quiet hope. Drift slowly into a peaceful sleep, carried by the soft light of her enduring legacy. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May your night be filled with calm light and gentle wonder. Alexander Graham Bell, the soft-spoken voice through the telephone. In the quiet, misty morning of March 3rd, 1847, in a small Scottish village named Edinburgh, a gentle boy named Alexander Graham Bell entered the world. The soft light of dawn filtered through the window panes, casting tender shadows that danced quietly across the walls of the family home. Outside, the air was crisp and cool, filled with the gentle songs of birds waking to a new day. His parents, both thoughtful and caring, welcomed him with warm smiles and gentle hands. His father, Alexander Melville Bell, was a man of soft voice and deep patience, a teacher who helped others find their voices when words failed them. His mother, Eliza Grace, was tender and kind, her heart full of quiet strength. From his earliest days, Alexander was a child who listened more than he spoke, absorbing the delicate melodies of the world around him, the faint rustling of leaves, the distant murmur of flowing water, and the gentle cadence of human speech. As a young boy, Alexander's world was filled with curiosity and wonder. He was fascinated by sound, not just the loud and obvious, but the subtle and unseen vibrations that carried voices, music, and laughter through the air. He watched his father patiently teach speech to those who struggled, mesmerized by the way sound could be shaped and guided. Alexander's own voice was soft and measured, a quiet thread woven into the tapestry of family life. Yet, within him, a spark flickered, a desire to understand how voices travelled, how words could be shared even when people were apart. He spent long hours experimenting with musical instruments and tinkering with homemade devices that captured and carried sound in new ways. This gentle fascination was the beginning of a lifelong journey. When Alexander was a young man, his family moved from Scotland to London and later seeking new opportunities to Canada. Each place brought fresh sights and sounds, gently expanding his world. Though the moves were challenging, Alexander carried his soft spirit and steady resolve with him. He was drawn toward teaching the deaf, inspired by his family's legacy and his own belief that every voice mattered. His work was quiet and profound. Helping others find their voice was not just a profession but a calling. At the same time, Alexander's mind remained alive with invention. He dreamed softly of a device that could carry the human voice across distances, like a thread pulling people closer together despite the miles between them. Settling in Boston, Alexander began to devote himself fully to this dream. His days and nights were filled with careful experiments. He worked in small, dimly lit rooms filled with wires, coils, and curious instruments that hummed softly when powered. Each trial was an exercise in patience and hope. Sometimes the voice came through faint and broken like a distant echo, and other times silence stretched on, offering only the gentle sound of his own breath. But Alexander's spirit was calm and unhurried. He knew that great inventions often begin as whispers, fragile and delicate, needing nurturing to grow stronger. The world outside moved fast, but in his quiet laboratory, time seemed to slow, allowing ideas to blossom in their own gentle way. Then came a quiet and miraculous moment, a turning point in his journey. One afternoon, as Alexander was adjusting the instruments, a soft voice travelled through the wires, a faint, trembling whisper that reached his ear. It was the first clear transmission of sound over a distance, the birth of the telephone. His heart filled with a gentle joy, a quiet triumph that felt more like a tender secret shared between old friends than a grand announcement. Those first words, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you," carried more than meaning. They carried the promise of connection, of voices carried softly through invisible threads reaching across the world. Alexander's invention did not bloom overnight into the device the world would come to know. It required patience and steady hands, careful tuning, and gentle adjustments. He faced skepticism and doubt from many who could not yet see the beauty and potential in a machine that seemed to carry only faint murmurs. But Alexander remained undeterred, a calm force moving steadily forward. His laboratory was filled with the soft sounds of testing and retesting, of wires humming with quiet energy, of his own voice speaking softly into a microphone that would one day transform communication. The telephone was not just a machine, it was a bridge of understanding, a vessel carrying whispers of hope and warmth across the silence of distance. Throughout his life, Alexander Graham Bell continued to explore, invent, and teach with a steady heart. His work expanded beyond the telephone, touching many fields, from sound amplification to aviation, always approached with gentle curiosity and thoughtful care. His inventions were never rushed. They were gifts carefully crafted, designed to bring light and understanding to the world. Despite the recognition and honours that followed, Alexander remained humble, more interested in the quiet power of connection than in fame or fortune. In the twilight years of his life, Alexander reflected quietly on his journey. The telephone had grown into a beloved companion to millions, a soothing presence in homes and offices, carrying voices filled with laughter, comfort, and love. His own voice, though soft, had spoken loudly in the story of human progress, reminding us all that great things often begin in quiet moments, nurtured by patience and care. When he passed away in 1922, the world honoured him not only as an inventor, but as a gentle pioneer whose dreams helped weave the fabric of connection that holds us all together. Now, as you lay beneath the soft folds of your blanket, imagine the gentle hum of wires carrying whispered words, the delicate vibration of voices travelling softly through the night air. Feel the calm presence of Alexander Graham Bell's dream surrounding you like a warm embrace, a tender thread linking your heart to the wider world. Let your breath slow and deepen, carried on the quiet waves of this story, and drift gently into peaceful sleep, wrapped in the soft magic of whispered voices and lasting connection. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May your night be filled with calm sounds and soothing dreams. Hedy Lamarr, the glamorous actress who dreamed of secret frequencies. In a quiet corner of Vienna, under a sky brushed with soft twilight hues, a baby girl was born on a cool November evening in 1914. Her name was Hedwig Eva Maria Kiesler, but the world would come to know her as Hedy Lamarr, a name that sparkled with the glamour of old Hollywood, yet hid the quiet brilliance of a mind that dreamed far beyond the stage lights. From her earliest moments, Hedy's life was surrounded by warmth and culture. Her family, steeped in music, art and learning, filled their home with gentle laughter and whispered stories. The soft melodies of piano keys, the murmur of voices speaking foreign languages, the gentle footsteps on polished floors. All these small details formed the backdrop of her childhood. In this cocoon of calm, her curiosity began to grow. Hetty was a thoughtful child, her bright eyes often tracing invisible patterns in the air, as if she could see the secrets hidden in the soft vibrations around her. She was not one to rush. She listened patiently to the world's quiet sounds, the gentle rustling of leaves, the hushed whispers of wind through narrow streets. She was fascinated by the way voices travelled, the invisible threads of sound weaving people together, even when they were apart. At home, her mother and father encouraged her to read widely, and she devoured books on science and invention as eagerly as stories of drama and poetry. This blend of creativity and logic set her apart, quietly nurturing the seeds of her future genius. As Hetty grew, so did her dreams. She stepped onto the grand stages of Vienna and later, the dazzling studios of Hollywood. The world saw her as a radiant actress, a glowing star whose beauty and charm captivated audiences. Yet behind the shimmering veil of fame, Hetty's mind was restless, filled with questions and ideas that flickered like soft candle flames in the quiet corners of her heart. She was deeply aware of the turbulent world beyond the bright lights, the war, the struggles, the urgent need for new ways to communicate and protect. Her gaze often drifted toward the unseen, to the invisible signals carrying voices across the air, and to the possibility of making those signals stronger and safer. Hetty's early years in Hollywood were a mix of glamour and challenge. She faced the pressures of the film industry, which often reduced her to a pretty face on the screen, but her true passion lay in invention and discovery. She spent her free moments sketching ideas, experimenting with small devices, and reading about the latest scientific advances. The world of frequencies and wireless communication called to her like a secret song, and she began to dream of creating something that could change the way people connected. She imagined a system that could protect messages, making it nearly impossible for enemies to intercept them, a hidden code dancing silently through the airwaves. This quiet dream became a turning point in her life. Teaming up with George Antheil, a composer who shared her fascination with rhythm and technology, Hetty began to work on what would later be called frequency hopping. Together, they envisioned a way for radio signals to jump from one frequency to another in a fast, unpredictable pattern. Like the soft flutter of a bird's wings, these signals would be hard to detect or block, a secret language known only to those who held the key. Their invention was born not from loud ambition, but from a gentle hope, a wish to protect voices, to keep whispers safe even in times of war and fear. Though their idea was groundbreaking, it was met with quiet skepticism at first. The world was not quite ready to understand the beauty of their creation. But Hetty remained calm and patient, knowing that great ideas often take time to be seen. She continued her experiments, refining the concept with steady hands and a thoughtful mind. Her days were filled with soft sounds, the ticking of clocks, the gentle hum of radio waves, the scratch of pen on paper, as she nurtured her invention like a delicate flower, allowing it to bloom slowly. The years passed gently, carrying Hetty through seasons of both light and shadow. She continued acting, sharing stories and bringing characters to life with grace and warmth. Yet her true legacy was growing quietly beneath the surface, in the invisible waves and secret codes that would one day form the foundation of secure wireless communication. Though the world didn't recognize it immediately, her work would later become a cornerstone for technologies we rely on today, from Wi-Fi to Bluetooth. Her invention, born from soft dreams and steady persistence, became a gentle guardian of voices, carrying messages safely through the unseen. In her later years, Hedy was finally honoured not only for her dazzling beauty, but for the brilliance and kindness of her mind. The world came to appreciate the depth of her contributions, celebrating her as a pioneer who bridged art and science with quiet courage. When she passed away in 2000, she left behind more than a legacy of films and glamour. She left a soft, lasting melody of innovation and hope, a whisper on the winds of history, reminding us all that gentle dreams can change the world. Now, as you lie down beneath the calm night sky, wrapped in the softness of your blankets, imagine the gentle waves of invisible frequencies swirling around you like a protective lullaby. Feel the calm presence of Hedy Lamarr's dreams cradling your mind, a tender shield of secret signals keeping you safe and peaceful. Let your breath slow, your body relax, and your thoughts drift like soft clouds across a tranquil sky. Rest now, wrapped in the quiet magic of invention and gentle strength. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May your night be filled with safe whispers and soothing dreams. Galileo Galilei, the gentle stargazer who spoke to the sky. Under a velvety sky sprinkled with countless stars, on a peaceful February evening in 1564, a gentle boy named Galileo Galilei was born in the quaint city of Pisa, Italy. His earliest days were wrapped in the soft sounds of nature, the quiet rustling of olive branches swaying in the breeze, the distant soothing songs of night birds settling into their nests, and the gentle hum of his family's daily life. His home was filled with warmth and light, where the air was often touched by the soft melody of his father's lute and the quiet murmur of thoughtful conversation. From those very first moments, Galileo's gaze was lifted upward, drawn by the mysterious sparkle of the night sky. The stars whispered secrets to him, soft, twinkling invitations to wonder about the vastness beyond. His father, Vincenzo, a talented musician and scholar, nurtured young Galileo's curiosity with gentle encouragement. He filled their home with books, music and stories, teaching his son to listen deeply, not just to songs and words, but to the whispers of the natural world. Galileo learned to notice the subtle movements of the wind, the delicate patterns of leaves dancing on the ground, and the quiet rhythms of water flowing in the nearby river. These small, gentle experiences formed a calm foundation for his insatiable curiosity. As he grew, Galileo was a boy of calm contemplation and wide-eyed fascination. Though his family hoped he would follow a steady path in medicine, his heart was captivated by the quiet beauty of mathematics and the silent poetry of the cosmos. He found comfort in the orderly dance of numbers and the delicate, rhythmic orbits of planets and moons. His childhood was filled with quiet moments spent gazing at the skies, where the shimmering dots of light told stories of worlds unseen. By day, he pored over books with careful attention, savouring each new discovery slowly, like tasting a soft, sweet fruit. The narrow cobblestone streets of Pisa became the backdrop for his early adventures, where every corner held a promise of wonder, and every night brought a blanket of stars to explore. His studies led him to the University of Pisa, where the world of science opened slowly before him like a quiet sunrise. Though the halls were often filled with debate and noise, Galileo found his strength in patient observation and gentle inquiry. He discovered the principles of motion by watching falling objects and listening to the ticking of clocks, unravelling nature's secrets one careful step at a time. His hands, steady and deliberate, sketched diagrams and notes that held the beginnings of future breakthroughs. His mind was a calm river flowing steadily, never rushing, always thoughtful. Galileo's curiosity soon turned to the heavens, and with it, a new chapter of wonder began. Hearing tales of a new invention called the telescope, he set to work building his own, improving it with delicate precision. This quiet tool became a window to the vast universe, revealing moons circling Jupiter, the craters and mountains on the moon's surface, and countless stars hidden from the naked eye. Each night, under the soft glow of candlelight, Galileo's eyes traced the gentle paths of celestial bodies, marvelling at their silent, steady dance. His discoveries were quiet revelations, whispered messages from the cosmos that gently challenged old beliefs and invited others to look beyond the familiar. Despite the soft nature of his work, Galileo's ideas stirred ripples in the world around him. The old ways held fast in the minds of many, and his gentle truths were met with suspicion and fear by those who clung to tradition. Yet, Galileo's spirit did not falter. With quiet courage and steady resolve, he continued to teach and write, sharing his discoveries with patience and kindness. Even when called before powerful authorities and placed under house arrest, his mind remained free, wandering the night sky with undiminished wonder. During those quiet years confined within his home, Galileo's thoughts grew ever more profound. He reflected on the balance and harmony of the universe, on the gentle forces that kept planets turning and stars shining. His heart was full of a calm hope that one day people would listen with open minds and hearts, embracing curiosity and discovery as gifts rather than threats. His legacy, he dreamed, would be one of light and knowledge, quietly guiding generations to come. Galileo passed away in 1642, leaving behind not only his groundbreaking discoveries, but also a tender invitation to always look up with wonder, to listen carefully to the soft voice of the night, and to dream deeply without fear. His life reminds us that even the gentlest voice can illuminate the darkest skies, and that steady perseverance can move mountains as quietly as the slow turning of the earth. Now, as you lie wrapped in the softness of your blankets, feel the calm presence of Galileo's spirit near you. Imagine the gentle glow of distant stars shining softly above, their light weaving through your room like a tender lullaby. Let your breath grow slow and steady, as calm as the night itself. Feel your body sinking deeper into your bed, releasing all tension with each gentle exhale. Picture your thoughts floating upward, like a delicate comet drifting quietly through the vast, peaceful universe. You're safe here, embraced by the quiet magic of the cosmos and the gentle strength of a man who spoke softly to the stars. Let your mind wander freely among the constellations, where calm and wonder blend into one serene sky. Allow yourself to drift effortlessly into dreams as vast and tranquil as the starry night above you. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May your dreams be endless and gentle, as peaceful as the night sky cradling you in its quiet embrace. Johannes Gutenberg, the patient printer of stories. Long ago, beneath a gentle sky that stretched softly over the small town of Mainz in Germany, a boy named Johannes Gutenberg was born. His earliest days were wrapped in a quiet world of whispers and slow, steady rhythms. The comforting ticking of clocks, the soft rustling of parchment, the faint scent of ink and wood that drifted through his family's workshop. Johannes grew up in a home where patience was a treasured gift and careful work was a daily song. The steady tapping of tools and the gentle hum of craftsmen shaped the gentle cadence of his childhood, filling his days with calm purpose and thoughtful attention. As a child, Johannes was drawn not to loud noises or swift action, but to the quiet details that often go unnoticed. He loved to watch the slow turning of wheels and the delicate dance of leaves on the breeze. Letters and stories enchanted him. The smooth curves of calligraphy, the way ink soaked softly into paper, and the way words carried secret worlds within them. In the flickering candlelight, he would sit for hours tracing the shapes of letters with his fingers, imagining the countless stories waiting patiently to be told. The world of books, though limited and rare in his time, felt like a vast ocean of quiet possibility, and Johannes longed to find a way to share its treasures with others. His family, skilled in the fine art of metalworking, nurtured his natural curiosity and patience. From them, Johannes learned the importance of precision and steady hands. Every tool was cared for tenderly, every detail refined with gentle care. These lessons were like seeds planted deep in his soul, growing slowly into the determination that would one day change the course of history. He understood that great things often begin with small, deliberate steps, each one quiet, careful, and full of intention. As he moved into adulthood, Johannes's dreams grew quietly but steadily. He envisioned a new way for stories and knowledge to flow, no longer trapped in the slow, painstaking work of scribes, but carried swiftly and gently across the world. This vision was not a sudden burst of energy, but a calm flame that flickered warmly inside him, urging him to experiment and explore. Late into the night, while the world around him slept, Johannes would work in his humble workshop, shaping metal letters with delicate hands and mixing inks with care. Each piece he created was a small act of love, every trial a step closer to his dream. The invention of the printing press was born from this patient labour. Rather than a noisy, clanging machine, it was a soft, steady presence, a gentle heartbeat in the quiet room. Johannes's press hummed with slow grace, pressing inked letters onto paper with a tender rhythm that echoed the steady pulse of his own heart. The first pages it produced were like soft whispers of stories yet to be told, carrying knowledge gently into the hands of eager readers. This new way of sharing words was a quiet revolution, transforming the world one page at a time, spreading ideas with the same gentle power as a breeze carrying petals across a calm lake. Despite the softness of his invention, Johannes faced many challenges. The old ways of copying books were deeply rooted in tradition, and many people were wary of change. Yet Johannes moved forward with calm resilience, never rushing or forcing, but allowing his work to speak for itself. He believed in the slow unfolding of progress, the way a flower blooms quietly, petal by petal, in its own perfect time. His gentle perseverance became a beacon of hope, showing that patience and care can create wonders that last far beyond a single lifetime. In his later years, Johannes looked back on his life with a quiet sense of fulfillment. His printing press was more than a machine. It was a bridge that connected minds and hearts across distances and generations. He saw it as a gentle hand reaching out to bring stories, knowledge, and light into the world. Though he faced hardships and uncertainty, Johannes's legacy was one of soft strength and enduring hope, a reminder that even the gentlest acts done with intention and patience can ripple out to change the world. When Johannes Gutenberg passed from this world, the gentle magic of his creation remained. His printing press planted seeds of curiosity and learning that blossomed into a garden of knowledge for all to explore. His life was a quiet testament to the power of patience, precision, and the soft courage it takes to share one's dreams. And so, the slow tapping of his press lives on, every book turned, every story told, and every mind opened gently to the wonders of the written word. Now, as you lie comfortably in your bed, wrapped in soft blankets, imagine the soothing rhythm of Johannes's printing press, turning slowly in a quiet workshop long ago. Hear the gentle tapping of letters as they meet paper, a tender lullaby for your mind. Feel the calm scent of fresh ink and crisp pages surrounding you like a gentle embrace. Let your breath become slow and steady, deepening with each peaceful inhale and exhale. Feel your muscles soften, your body sinking deeper into rest. Picture yourself drifting through a world made of stories, each page a gentle whisper carrying you farther into a peaceful dreamscape. Let your thoughts float gently like feathers on a breeze, weightless and calm. You're safe, cradled by the patient magic of words and the steady heart of a man who believes that even the quietest actions can change the world. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May your dreams be soft and endless, as tender as the stories that flow quietly through the night. Ada Lovelace, the poet of the first computer program. In a quiet corner of early 19th century England, beneath soft skies brushed with the gentle hues of dawn, a child was born into a world poised between poetry and logic. This child was Augusta Ada Byron, known to the world as Ada Lovelace. Her arrival came wrapped in the delicate contrasts of her heritage. Her father, Lord Byron, a man of passionate verse and stormy emotions, had left this earthly realm when Ada was just an infant, leaving behind a legacy both vibrant and turbulent. Her mother, Anne Isabella Milbank, was a woman of calm intellect and strict discipline, determined to guide her daughter towards steadiness and reason, away from the tempestuous nature of her poetic father. From the very beginning, Ada's life was a gentle balancing act between two worlds that seemed so different, yet were woven together within her soul. Her mother ensured that Ada's education was rigorous, steeped in mathematics and logic, subjects that few women were encouraged to study at the time. In the quiet moments of her childhood, Ada would sit by candlelight, her small fingers tracing the curves of numbers and symbols as though they were verses of an unseen poem. In her mind, numbers danced and sang, patterns forming softly like melodies woven through a gentle breeze. As she grew, Ada's curiosity bloomed quietly but steadily. She was not a child of loud declarations or sudden impulses. Instead, she moved through her days with thoughtful care, her eyes bright with the soft glow of wonder. She was fascinated by the way numbers could reveal hidden truths, the way logic could bring order to the mysteries of the world. It was as if her poetic heritage whispered to her through mathematics, inviting her to see the beauty in precision and the art within calculation. In the years that followed, Ada's path crossed with that of a brilliant inventor named Charles Babbage. Babbage was a man ahead of his time, working on a machine known as the analytical engine, a mechanical marvel designed to perform calculations far beyond what had ever been imagined. When Ada met him, their friendship blossomed gently, built on mutual respect and a shared sense of wonder for the possibilities of this new technology. Babbage's machine was like a quiet symphony of gears and levers, each part moving in harmony with the next, promising to unlock new ways of understanding the world. Ada's imagination soared as she studied the analytical engine. She saw not just a calculating device, but a machine with the potential to compose music, create art, and write stories, all through the language of numbers and codes. With delicate determination, she began to translate and expand upon Babbage's work, writing what would come to be recognized as the first algorithm designed for a machine. Her notes were more than just technical instructions. They were poetic musings that bridged the worlds of logic and creativity, dreams and mathematics entwined like the softest of lullabies. The quiet intensity of Ada's work was accompanied by the steady challenges of her time. In a world where women were often expected to remain in the shadows, her brilliance was a gentle defiance. She moved through society's constraints with grace and resilience, her spirit a soft flame that flickered steadfastly despite the winds of doubt and dismissal. Even as her health waned, Ada's mind remained bright and curious, her thoughts weaving complex patterns that would inspire generations yet to come. Her final days were spent in peaceful reflection, surrounded by the love of her family and the silent promise of her contributions. Though she left this world too soon, Ada Lovelace's legacy endured like a quiet echo in the halls of time. She became a symbol of the harmony between art and science, a reminder that creativity flows through all acts of understanding and discovery. Her gentle spirit invites us to dream of a world where imagination and logic walk hand in hand, softly lighting the way forward. Now, as you settle into your bed, cocooned in the warmth of your blankets and the quiet embrace of night, imagine the gentle hum of Ada's machine turning slowly in a dimly lit room long ago. Hear the soft click of gears moving with measured grace, a rhythm that matches the calm beating of your heart. Feel the tender pulse of her vision, a world where poetry and numbers blend seamlessly. The quiet magic of ideas unfolds like a flower in slow bloom. Breathe in deeply, letting the calmness fill you with each breath, and breathe out slowly, releasing the worries of the day. Picture yourself drifting through a peaceful landscape made of gentle numbers and soft verses, floating on a cloud of quiet dreams. Let your thoughts become light and free, carried softly by the melody of Ada's vision. You're safe, cradled by the patient strength of her legacy, embraced by the endless possibilities that rest gently in the night. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May your dreams be as soft and boundless as Ada's poetic code, guiding you gently into a night filled with peaceful wonder. James Watt, the steam whisperer of the industrial age. In the quiet embrace of 18th century Scotland, beneath skies painted in soft blues and gentle greys, a boy named James Watt was born in 1736. His world was filled with rolling hills, calm rivers, and the soft whisper of the wind weaving through the trees. From his earliest days, James moved through this gentle landscape with a quiet curiosity that seemed to ripple like the slow flow of a peaceful stream. His mind was drawn to the soft ticking of clocks, the delicate turning of gears, and the slow dance of water as it traced its path around stones. These simple wonders filled him with a calm fascination, a tender yearning to understand the subtle rhythms of the world. James was not a child of haste or noise. Instead, he approached life like a careful craftsman, watching patiently, learning gently. His family encouraged this peaceful inquisitiveness, nurturing his thoughtful nature and giving him the space to explore without rush. In the cosy warmth of his home, surrounded by books and simple tools, James's imagination grew steadily, like a quiet flame flickering in the night, inviting soft light into the darkness. As the years passed, James's gentle curiosity deepened into a steady passion for mechanics and science. He found comfort in understanding the hidden forces that moved the world, the invisible power of steam, the quiet strength of pressure, the slow unfolding of motion. This calm fascination carried him through his studies, leading him to a world where invention whispered softly in every turning wheel and sigh of escaping steam. In those days, steam engines were large, noisy machines, clumsy giants that puffed and groaned as they laboured to harness the power of boiling water. They were impressive but inefficient, wasting much of the precious energy they created. The engines seemed like restless beasts, breathe heavily and unevenly, their power trapped in fits and starts rather than flowing smoothly like a gentle stream. Yet James Watt heard something different. Beneath the harsh clanks and hisses, he listened carefully to the soft whisper of steam, sensing a promise of grace and rhythm yet to be realized. With patient hands and a mind as steady as the slow turning of the earth, James set to work. He began to improve the steam engine with quiet care, studying each part, each movement, as if deciphering a delicate poem written in metal and steam. His workshop was a sanctuary of calm, where ideas were born in the stillness between the clinks of tools and the warm glow of oil lamps. Step by step, he refined the design, introducing innovations that allowed the engine to breathe more steadily, to work more efficiently, and to harness power with a gentle, controlled strength. One of his most important discoveries was the separate condenser, a subtle but revolutionary change that stopped the engine from losing precious heat and energy. This small adjustment transformed the engine's heavy, erratic breaths into smooth, even pulses. It was as if the engine had learned to breathe deeply and evenly, like a calm sleeper lulled by a soothing rhythm. This breakthrough allowed the steam engine to power factories, mills and ships with newfound grace, quietly fueling the slow but steady heartbeat of the industrial age. The impact of James Watt's work stretched far beyond his workshop. Factories began to hum with the gentle pulse of steam engines, their steady rhythms weaving into the fabric of everyday life. Towns grew around these humming engines, and life itself shifted, guided by the calm, dependable power that James had unlocked. This slow transformation was not loud or sudden, but a soft revolution, like the gentle unfolding of dawn, pushing back the night with a warm, steady light. James's journey was not without its challenges. Many doubted the power of his ideas, and progress often moved at a frustratingly slow pace. Yet through every obstacle he held on to a quiet resolve. He understood that true change comes not from haste or force, but from patience, careful thought, and steady hands. His life was a testament to the power of persistence, the gentle, unyielding strength that can reshape the world over time. As he grew older, James Watt reflected on the legacy he was creating. His heart was full of peaceful pride, knowing that his quiet labour had set in motion forces that would shape the future for generations. When he passed away in 1819, the world was already humming with the soft, steady breaths of the steam engines he'd transformed. His work remained a gentle whisper in the vast symphony of progress, a reminder that even the smallest, most patient steps can lead to extraordinary change. Now, as you lie down in your bed, wrapped in the soft folds of your blankets, imagine the gentle rhythm of a steam engine turning slowly in a quiet factory long ago. Hear the soft hiss and sigh of steam as it flows through pipes, a sound that matches the calm beating of your own heart. Feel the warmth and steady power of that engine as it pulses gently beneath your skin, a soothing lullaby for your mind and soul. Let your breath slow and deepen, matching the even rhythm of steam's gentle dance. Imagine yourself drifting on a soft cloud carried by warm, whispering winds, floating gently through a peaceful landscape where ideas grow slowly, like the unfolding petals of a flower. Feel your body relax more deeply with every exhale, your thoughts becoming soft and light like the steam rising quietly in the morning air. The story of James Watt is one of quiet strength, patience, and the gentle power of steady progress. As you close your eyes, let his journey guide you softly into sleep, reminding you that great things often happen slowly, gently, and with care. Your dreams are a calm river, flowing softly through the night, carrying you safely to a place of rest and peace. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May the steady whispers of steam carry you softly into a night filled with calm and gentle dreams, where the quiet power of invention sings you into restful sleep. Benjamin Franklin, The Playful Kite Flyer Chasing Lightning. Benjamin Franklin was born on a cold January morning in 1706 in a humble household in Boston. The early light of the day was soft and gentle, filtering through frost-kissed windows as the world slowly woke. His family was large and full of quiet warmth, his mother's tender hands guiding him, his father's steady presence like a calm harbour. From his very first breaths, Benjamin's life was woven into the gentle rhythms of a simple, steady world where curiosity bloomed quietly like a delicate flower in early spring. As a child, Benjamin was a boy who loved to watch the small wonders around him. He found magic in the way the light danced through leaves, in the whisper of the wind as it brushed softly against the earth. His mind wandered easily, drawn to the mysteries hidden in the world's everyday hum. The flicker of candlelight, the soft crackle of wood burning in the hearth, the distant roll of thunder, all these sounds and sights settled into his soul like a gentle lullaby. His family's home was filled with books and stories, and Benjamin delighted in the pages, losing himself in worlds both near and far, all while feeling safe and warm. Benjamin's rise began quietly, not with fanfare but with a steady, thoughtful passion. As a young man, he apprenticed at a printing shop. his hands learning the craft with patience and care. The press was an old machine, worn and slow, yet under Benjamin's touch it began to breathe new life. Letters and words flowed onto paper like gentle streams, carrying ideas softly into the hearts and minds of readers. His writings were full of wisdom wrapped in playful humour, light enough to feel like a breeze but deep enough to plant seeds of change. He became known not only for his words, but for his inventions and experiments. Benjamin's mind was always quietly restless, searching for ways to understand the world's hidden forces. He was fascinated by electricity, that invisible energy that hummed in the air around him. Unlike many who feared the unknown, Benjamin approached it with a calm sense of wonder, a respectful curiosity that asked gentle questions rather than demanding answers. One of the most famous moments in his life was the day he flew a kite during a thunderstorm. It was a summer afternoon, the air thick and warm, heavy with the promise of rain. The sky grew darker, clouds swelling and rolling softly like waves on a distant sea. With a piece of silk stretched tight on a wooden frame, a string tied to a key, and his own steady hand holding the line, Benjamin sent his kite soaring into the tempestuous sky. The wind whispered in his ears, tugging at the string as lightning flashed in the distance, bright and fleeting. In that quiet moment the key caught a spark of electricity, a gentle pulse that travelled down the wet string to Benjamin's hand. It was a delicate, almost secret connection, a silent dance between the heavens and earth. This discovery was not born of recklessness, but of careful observation and patient courage. It was a conversation with nature, a soft unlocking of a mystery that had whispered through the ages. Benjamin's life was not just about experiments, it was about balance. He was a man of many roles, printer, writer, inventor, statesman, but through all his achievements, he carried a gentle spirit. His friendships were warm, his humour light, and his heart full of kindness. He believed in the power of education, in the joy of shared knowledge, and in the quiet strength of community. His efforts helped lay the foundation for a new nation, built not on thunderous battles alone, but on thoughtful ideas and steady resolve. Yet, even with his many successes, Benjamin faced hardships. The weight of his responsibilities often pressed upon him like a heavy cloud before a storm. Some of his ideas were met with doubt, and many experiments ended in quiet failure. But through it all, his spirit remained unbroken. He understood that progress is not a rushing river, but a slow, steady stream, carving its path with patience and care. As Benjamin grew older, his pace softened, but his mind remained bright and curious. He spent his days in quiet reflection, surrounded by books and letters, his heart at peace with the legacy he was creating. When he passed away in 1790, the world had changed profoundly, shaped gently by his inventions and ideas that had sparked light and knowledge in countless lives. Now, as you lie beneath your blankets, feel the soft warmth of your bed cradling you gently. Imagine the quiet breeze lifting a kite high into a calm evening sky, the string taut but soft in your hand. Hear the distant gentle rumble of thunder, a lullaby that hums softly as your breath slows and deepens. Let your mind drift with the kite, floating higher and higher on the whispers of the wind. Feel the calm pulse of discovery in your chest, like the soft spark of electricity Benjamin once touched. Let it soothe you, a quiet light guiding you deeper into rest. Your body relaxes more with every breath, your thoughts softening like clouds drifting lazily across a wide, peaceful sky. Benjamin Franklin's story is a gentle reminder that the greatest wonders come to those who ask questions with kindness, who listen patiently to the world's quietest secrets. As your eyes grow heavy, let the playful kite flyer's spirit carry you on a soft breeze toward a night filled with calm and gentle dreams. Sleep well, dear dreamer. May the quiet spark of curiosity and the gentle hum of the storm sing you softly into a restful, peaceful night. Josephine Cochrane. the dinner party queen who invented the dishwasher. In the quiet town of Shelbyville, nestled among gentle hills and whispering trees, Josephine Cochrane was born in the soft light of March, 1839. From the very beginning, her world was filled with the gentle sounds of home, the clinking of fine china, the murmur of polite voices at family dinners, and the steady rhythm of hands tending to everyday tasks with care and precision. Her childhood was wrapped in calm warmth, surrounded by loved ones who nurtured thoughtful nature and subtle curiosity. The walls of her home echoed with stories, laughter, and the comforting cadence of ordinary life. As a young girl, Josephine was not one to rush. She observed quietly and carefully, noticing the small details others might overlook. She saw how the delicate dishes, treasured for their beauty and memories, were carefully handled yet often chipped or broken by the endless task of washing by hand. The worn hands of those who scrubbed tirelessly after each gathering fascinated her, not with judgment, but with a deep compassion. In these gentle observations, a soft resolve began to take root inside her, a wish to ease the burden and preserve the precious things that mattered. Her family was loving but lived simply, and Josephine learned early the value of patience and steady effort. Books were a source of quiet comfort and endless wonder to her, and she absorbed stories of invention and discovery with a growing sense of possibility. Though society expected women of her time to embrace only certain roles, Josephine's mind wandered freely among ideas, softly imagining ways to bring comfort and ease to everyday life. When she married, Josephine stepped into a world of elegant dinners and grand social occasions. The table settings were exquisite, a canvas of gleaming silver, sparkling crystal, and fine china that seemed to tell stories of celebration and togetherness. Yet behind the scenes, the work was heavy and tiring. After the laughter faded and the candles burned low, the dishes had to be cleaned, scrubbed, and dried, often late into the night. Josephine felt this weight keenly. She dreamed quietly, as one might whisper a secret to the stars, of a gentle helper, a machine that could wash the dishes safely and carefully, sparing fragile plates and tired hands alike. Her rise to this invention was a journey marked by patience and gentle determination. In the soft light of her workshop, surrounded by the quiet ticking of clocks and the faint scent of oil and wood, Josephine began to create. Her hands moved with care and precision, assembling gears and pipes, shaping parts that would work in harmony like a calm orchestra. The water flowed softly through her machine, jets spraying in a delicate dance that promised to cleanse without harm. She was not hurried or pressured. Her work was a slow unfolding, each trial a gentle step toward the dream she held close. At first, the world was skeptical. Many could not imagine trusting such a delicate task to a machine. The art of washing dishes had been handed down through generations, a quiet ritual that connected families and homes. But Josephine believed in kindness, the kindness of easing burdens and protecting the beautiful things we hold dear. She demonstrated her invention with quiet confidence, inviting observers to watch as the dishwasher hummed softly, working diligently to wash and dry without a single chip or scratch. Her invention began to spread, first to hotels and restaurants where the value of time and care was deeply felt. The gentle whirl of her dishwasher became a comforting presence in busy kitchens, a soft rhythm that eased the strain of long days. Josephine's creation was more than a machine. It was a symbol of thoughtful innovation, a reminder that progress need not be loud or forceful, but could come softly, like a breeze that stirs leaves on a calm afternoon. Though Josephine experienced moments of recognition, her path was not without challenges. She faced resistance from those who preferred tradition and were wary of change. Yet her spirit remained steady and kind. She understood that true innovation requires patience, that the ripples of a gentle idea take time to reach distant shores. Through every difficulty, she held on to the quiet strength that had carried her from her earliest days. In the later years of her life, Josephine found peace knowing that her dishwasher had transformed countless homes and kitchens. The machine she had lovingly crafted was a faithful helper, freeing time and energy for moments of joy, rest, and connection. Her legacy was not just the invention itself, but the reminder that thoughtful care and perseverance could quietly reshape the world. As you lie in your bed now, wrapped in soft blankets that feel like a gentle hug, imagine the soothing sound of water flowing through Josephine's dishwasher. Hear the soft hum and splash, like a lullaby sung in a warm kitchen on a peaceful evening. Feel the gentle rhythm of the cycles washing away the day's worries and smoothing your thoughts like a calm stream flowing through a quiet forest. Let the peaceful strength of Josephine's spirit fill you with calm. Her story whispers of patience and kindness, of small, gentle actions that ripple outward and change lives. With every breath, feel your body relax, your mind soften, and your heart quiet. Imagine the fragile china, carefully washed and protected, just as you are being cared for in this moment. Let yourself drift deeper into rest, carried on the gentle currents of innovation and hope. Sleep well, dear dreamer, as the quiet hum of kindness and invention cradles you into a night of serene and sweet dreams. Eli Whitney, the quiet hand behind the cotton gin. Eli Whitney was born in the peaceful town of Westborough, Massachusetts, in the year 1765. His early days were wrapped in the gentle rhythms of farm life, where soft breezes carried the scent of fresh earth and the quiet hum of nature filled the air. The world around him was simple, yet full of small wonders. A curious squirrel darting across the fields, the slow crawl of clouds overhead, and the soothing sound of leaves rustling in the wind. From this tranquil beginning, Eli's mind began to wander thoughtfully, always observing, always wondering. His family was humble, rooted in hard work and honesty. They taught him the value of patience, kindness, and steady effort, virtues that would stay with him throughout his life. As a child, Eli was not one to seek the spotlight. Instead, he found comfort in quiet pursuits, reading, drawing, and taking things apart to see how they worked. The steady ticking of clocks and the soft clatter of tools in his father's workshop became familiar friends. With calm hands and a gentle spirit, he learned to understand the delicate balance of gears, levers, and pulleys. Eli's education was a slow but steady journey. He attended a local school, but his heart longed for more than just lessons from books. His dreams were filled with ideas, machines that could ease burdens, inventions that could bring peace to hard-working hands. As he grew, his curiosity deepened, and he carried with him a quiet determination to find better ways of doing things. This was a time when much of the world was still shaped by the hands of those who laboured hard and long, and Eli's gentle mind sought to bring comfort through clever invention. In the southern states, cotton was a crop with great promise but a cruel limitation. The process of separating the tiny seeds from the soft cotton fibres was slow and exhausting, done painstakingly by hand. The work was repetitive and wearying, stretching long into the hot afternoons under the unforgiving sun. Eli, hearing of this struggle, saw a problem waiting patiently for a solution. With a heart full of quiet hope and steady resolve, he began to think deeply about how to lighten this heavy burden. In the solitude of his workshop, surrounded by wooden benches and the faint scent of oil and metal, Eli set to work. He did not rush, but moved with a careful precision, assembling parts and testing ideas. His hands, steady and sure, pieced together a machine unlike any before, a simple yet ingenious device that used a set of wire teeth to pull the seeds from cotton fibres, separating them quickly and gently without damaging the precious strands. This invention came to be called the cotton gin, a name as soft and rhythmic as the sound it made when working. The cotton gin was more than a machine. It was a quiet helper, a gentle friend to those tired hands in the fields. When it hummed to life, the pace of work changed. The seeds and fibres danced apart with grace, as if the machine itself breathed a sigh of relief. Though small in size, its impact was vast, touching countless lives by making work less wearisome and more efficient. Yet, Eli's story was not just one of invention and success. His path was lined with challenges that required a different kind of strength, the strength of patience and calm perseverance. As his cotton gin began to change the world around him, he found himself caught in legal battles and disputes over patent rights. These struggles tested his gentle spirit, but Eli never allowed frustration to consume him. He faced each obstacle with quiet dignity and steadfast resolve, understanding that progress often comes wrapped in trials. The cotton gin's impact was profound. It accelerated the growth of the cotton industry, helping to fuel the engine of the Industrial Revolution. Factories sprang up, and with them came new opportunities and new challenges. While Eli had envisioned his machine as a way to ease labour and bring comfort, history unfolded in complex ways. The cotton gin unintentionally deepened the reliance on enslaved labour in the South, a heavy shadow that weighed on the legacy of this gentle inventor. Yet through it all, Eli's character remained humble and thoughtful, a reminder that even the kindest intentions can be met with unforeseen consequences. As the years passed, Eli continued to invent and innovate, bringing new ideas to life with the same steady patience that had defined his youth. He understood that invention was a process, a slow unfolding like the turning of seasons. His quiet determination and gentle hands shaped tools and machines that paved the way for a changing world. But amid the noise of progress, he never lost sight of the soft rhythms that had first inspired him, the whispered breeze, the slow crawl of time, the peaceful strength found in steady work. Now, as you settle into your bed, surrounded by softness and the quiet glow of the night, imagine the gentle hum of Eli's cotton gin in motion. Hear the soothing sound of seeds separating from cotton fibres, a rhythmic lullaby for tired minds. Feel the calmness of a world slowly shifting toward ease and comfort, carried on the soft currents of invention. Breathe deeply and slowly, letting the peaceful spirit of Eli Whitney fill your thoughts. Picture the quiet countryside where his dreams first took root, the warm light of his workshop, and the steady hands that crafted a machine to help weary workers. Let the calm strength of his story wrap around you like a gentle blanket, easing your worries and smoothing your mind. Allow your breath to match the gentle rhythm of invention, the soft in and out, the steady pulse that guides you toward rest. Feel your muscles relax, your thoughts grow quiet, and your heart settle like the cotton fibres in a calm breeze. Drift gently into a restful sleep, carried on the waves of history's quiet kindness. Sleep well, dear dreamer, held softly in the embrace of Eli Whitney's patient hands and the gentle turning of time. Grace Hopper, the Navy woman who tamed the computer bug. In a quiet corner of a bustling city, on a gentle morning in 1906, a little girl named Grace was born. The world outside moved in soft rhythms, the distant clatter of carriages, the quiet murmur of waking streets. But inside her family's home, a calm and warm light wrapped around her like a gentle hug. From the very start, Grace carried a gentle spark of curiosity, a quiet longing to understand the hidden patterns that whispered all around her. As she grew, Grace's world was filled with soft pages turning, the faint scratch of pencil on paper, and the soothing embrace of numbers and puzzles. She didn't rush or shout. Instead, she listened patiently to the quiet secrets of the universe, like a tender song only she could hear. The steady beat of mathematics became her lullaby, comforting and endless, inviting her deeper into the beautiful mysteries of logic and reason. Her calm dedication led her through childhood and into the halls of learning, where she explored the gentle art of problem-solving with quiet joy. She wasn't the loudest voice in the room, But her thoughtful mind hummed steadily, always searching, always reaching for answers. It was this peaceful determination that carried Grace on a path few had travelled before, a journey that would one day bring her to the heart of a technological revolution. Grace was born into a family who nurtured her gentle curiosity and believed deeply in the power of knowledge. Her parents encouraged her to explore the world slowly and thoughtfully, letting her mind wander freely through the soft gardens of mathematics and science. These early years were filled with calm moments of discovery. A puzzle solved here, a new number understood there, each one a stepping stone toward a future that no one could quite yet imagine. At school, Grace found comfort in the quiet logic of numbers and patterns. She loved the way problems had solutions that could be uncovered gently, step by step. Her favourite moments were spent sitting by a window with a notebook, softly sketching out ideas, her mind drifting into the peaceful world of possibilities. There was no rush, no pressure, just the slow unfolding of understanding, like a flower blooming in early morning light. When she entered college, Grace's quiet determination only deepened. She studied mathematics with care and patience, delighting in the steady flow of logic and reasoning. Her professors saw in her a thoughtful, gentle mind, someone who didn't need to shout to be heard, whose quiet confidence was a steady light in the classroom. As she earned her degrees, Grace carried with her the soft strength of curiosity, the kind that grows with time and patience, always unfolding gently. But life, as it often does, began to shift in unexpected ways. The world was changing fast, with distant storms of war gathering on the horizon. Grace felt a call to serve, to bring her calm mind and steady spirit to a world suddenly filled with noise and uncertainty. In 1943, she joined the United States Navy, stepping into a world of discipline and order, a place where her quiet strength would become a guiding light. The Navy was a new rhythm to learn, with strict routines and clear commands. Yet Grace found within it a different kind of calm, a structure that allowed her mind to focus and flourish. She was assigned to the Harvard Computation Laboratory, a place where enormous machines filled rooms with soft whirs and clicks. These early computers were strange and mysterious, speaking a language of switches and relays that few understood. Grace approached these machines with the same gentle curiosity that had marked her childhood. She didn't see cold metal and wires, but puzzles waiting patiently to be solved. Each day she studied the hum of the machines, learning their secret rhythms and coaxing them to obey the instructions she quietly gave. It was a slow dance, a soft conversation between human and machine, where patience was the key to unlocking endless possibilities. Her work soon led her to one of the most remarkable moments of her life. While working on the Mark II computer, a tiny moth fluttered too close and became trapped inside one of the relays, causing the machine to malfunction. Instead of frustration or alarm, Grace simply and calmly removed the moth, carefully recording the event. This act of debugging became a gentle metaphor for her approach to life. Problems could be solved with calm attention, one small step at a time. This quiet lesson resonated far beyond the walls of the laboratory. Grace understood that the world of technology could seem intimidating, even overwhelming, but with patience and kindness, every challenge could be met and understood. She worked tirelessly to build compilers, the translators that would help humans speak the language of computers more easily. Her vision was clear and steady. Technology should serve people gently, making life easier, not more complicated. Throughout her career, Grace faced many obstacles, not least because she was a woman in a field dominated by men. Yet she never let these barriers ruffle her calm demeanour. Instead, she met every challenge with a soft smile and a firm belief in the power of quiet perseverance. Her gentle humour and wise words inspired many, reminding them that courage doesn't always roar. It often whispers, steady and sure. Her famous reminder, "A ship in port is safe, but that is not what ships are built for," carries a soft but powerful message. It invites us all to embrace the unknown gently, to step forward with quiet bravery into new adventures. Grace's life was a testament to this gentle courage, a slow and steady journey into the unknown, guided by kindness and wisdom. As the years passed, Grace's contributions continued to shape the world of computing. She helped develop COBOL, a programming language that made computers accessible to businesses and governments. Her work helped open the door for many others to join the world of technology, softening its edges and making it a place of opportunity for all. Her calm spirit and steady mind earned her many honours, including the rank of Rear Admiral in the Navy. But more than any title or award, Grace's true legacy is the quiet strength she shared with the world, a reminder that even the most complex and daunting challenges can be faced with patience and care. Now, as you lie in your bed, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your breath, imagine the soft glow of a lamp illuminating a quiet room. Picture Grace at her desk, surrounded by the gentle hum of early computers, her eyes reflecting calm determination and kind wisdom. Her fingers move slowly and deliberately over the keys, weaving a future where technology is a friend, not a stranger. Feel your body sink deeper into the softness of your bed, your mind slowing to match the gentle rhythm of this story. With each breath, let yourself drift further from the noise and rush of the day. Let Grace's journey lull you into a peaceful calm, where every thought is a quiet ripple on a still lake. Remember that Grace Hopper's life is a soft beacon, shining gently through the dark, guiding us all toward understanding, patience, and quiet courage. Let her story be the last thing your mind holds before sleep carries you away to a world of dreams where discovery and peace walk hand in hand. Sleep well, dear dreamer, wrapped warmly in the gentle light of history and the soft spirit of Grace Hopper. Alessandro Volta, the spark of the electric cell. In a quiet corner of northern Italy, beneath soft rolling hills and skies that stretched wide and calm, a gentle boy named Alessandro Volta was born one peaceful February day in 1745. The world into which he came was a different place, slower and more patient, where the soft flicker of candlelight and the quiet turning of pages held magic. Alessandro's childhood was wrapped in calmness, the kind of calm that invites you to pause, to notice the subtle mysteries woven into every leaf, every breeze, every distant star. From his earliest days, Alessandro's mind wandered like a soft river flowing through the gentle landscape of his thoughts. He wasn't a child who raced or shouted. Instead, he lingered quietly in the garden, watching how the sun warmed the petals of flowers, how the wind whispered secrets through the branches of trees, and how tiny sparks of static electricity danced silently when he rubbed a piece of amber in his hand. To him, the world was full of wonders that spoke in hushed tones, inviting patient listening and gentle discovery. His family nurtured this tender curiosity. They brought him books filled with the stories of great thinkers and the soft unfolding of natural laws, encouraging him to explore at his own pace. Alessandro spent long hours reading by lamplight, letting the gentle glow wrap around him like a warm blanket. He found joy not in hurried achievements, but in the slow, careful understanding of how the world worked, and in the quiet thrill of uncovering nature's hidden patterns. As Alessandro grew into a young man, his fascination with electricity deepened, like a quiet song that called him softly but persistently. He was captivated by this invisible force that could make hair stand on end, create tiny sparks, and fill the air with a gentle crackle. He imagined electricity as a gentle river of energy flowing through the world, unseen but powerful, full of promise. With calm determination, Alessandro began to experiment in his small, softly lit laboratory. Surrounded by glass jars, copper plates, zinc discs, and soaked cardboard, he patiently explored how to capture and sustain this gentle current. Night after night, he worked quietly, adjusting and testing, listening to the faint hum of energy and watching sparks flicker softly in the darkness. His patience was rewarded when he created what came to be known as the voltaic pile, the very first battery. This remarkable invention was not a sudden flash of brilliance, but a gentle spark that flowed steadily and reliably, creating a new kind of power that could light the dark and move machines. Alessandro's voltaic pile was a quiet revolution, a gentle pulse of energy that would one day light homes and power the tools of the future. Unlike many who chase fame with loud announcements or grand gestures, Alessandro remained humble. His joy came not from applause but from the soft satisfaction of discovery. He shared his invention gently with scholars and thinkers around Europe, his calm voice carrying the message of a new era where electricity would become a steady companion to humanity. Life was not without its challenges. Some doubted the quiet power of Alessandro's discovery, unable to see the soft light beneath the surface. Yet, like a slow river carving valleys through stone, Alessandro's steady determination and gentle spirit gradually won the respect of the world. His work became a beacon for others, inspiring a new generation to explore the hidden forces that shape our lives. As the years passed, Alessandro's invention became the heart of countless innovations. The steady energy of his electric cell-powered lights, machines, and communication devices transforming the world in ways he could only dream of in his quiet workshop. Every time a lamp flickers on at dusk, every hum of a motor, every soft glow in the night carries a whisper of his gentle genius. Now, as you lie comfortably in your bed, wrapped in soft blankets, and feel the steady rhythm of your breath, imagine the gentle glow of Alessandro's electric cell lighting a small, warm corner of a quiet room. Let this steady light fill your mind with calm, chasing away any restless thoughts like a soft breeze scattering autumn leaves. Breathe deeply and slowly, matching your breath to the quiet pulse of electricity, steady, calm, unhurried. Picture Alessandro in his cozy workshop, a serene figure bathed in lamplight, his hands moving with care as he tends to his invention. Feel the peaceful stillness of that moment, the gentle crackle of tiny sparks, the warm hum of discovery. Let your body soften with each breath, your muscles releasing tension like the gentle folding of petals. Allow your mind to drift softly toward the calm shores of sleep, carried on the quiet waves of curiosity and patience that Alessandro embodied. Know that his gentle spark is not only in the machines, but also in the quiet light of your own dreams. Sleep now, dear dreamer, wrapped in the warmth of a gentle night and the soft glow of steady discovery. Let the calm spirit of Alessandro Volta's brilliance carry you gently into a world of peaceful dreams and deep, restful sleep. Sleep well, dear traveller of history. Sweet dreams. Margaret Knight, the mother of the paper bag machine. In a quiet, snow-dusted town in Massachusetts, on a gentle winter's day in 1838, a little girl named Margaret Knight was born. From the very beginning, her world was soft and steady, wrapped in the warmth of family and the quiet rhythms of daily life. She grew up surrounded by the subtle sounds of home, whispers of the wind outside, the soft crackle of the fire, and the comforting murmur of voices speaking low and calm. It was in this gentle setting that Margaret's quiet curiosity began to bloom, like a small flower opening slowly in the morning light. As a child, Margaret was not one for loud games or hurried steps. Instead, she wandered thoughtfully through the garden, picking up fallen leaves and examining their delicate veins, marvelling at the way the sunlight danced through them. Her hands were always busy with careful tasks, mending clothes, weaving small baskets, or helping her mother prepare meals with tender patience. Even at a young age, there was a calm wisdom about her, a gentle patience that carried her through the slow unfolding of each day. Her family, humble and hard-working, noticed this soft determination and encouraged her to learn and explore at her own pace. Stories of inventors and makers were told around the hearth, tales of people who quietly shaped the world not with thunderous shouts, but with steady hands and thoughtful minds. Margaret listened to these stories like a lullaby, feeling a spark deep inside her, a gentle call to create, to solve, to help. As she grew older, Margaret found work in the local factories, places alive with the steady hum of machines and the soft clatter of tools. It was in these calm, industrious halls that she first noticed a problem that whispered to her mind. The paper bags used to carry groceries and goods were fragile, flimsy, and often tore under even the lightest weight. It seemed such a simple thing, paper folded and glued into a bag, but the bags themselves were not strong enough to hold the things people needed to carry. For Margaret, this small imperfection became a soft puzzle that invited her gentle mind to find a solution. At night, in the quiet glow of lamplight, she would sketch designs in her notebook. Her pencil traced slow, careful lines, imagining a machine that could fold and glue paper with precision, creating bags that stood firm and carried weight with ease. This machine, she hoped, would be a quiet helper to many, making everyday tasks just a little smoother and easier. The journey to bring this invention to life was not without difficulty. In a world where women's ideas were often overlooked or stolen, Margaret faced quiet resistance and skepticism. Some tried to claim her invention as their own, attempting to dim the gentle light of her work. But Margaret's spirit was like a soft but unyielding flame. With patience and steady hands, she continued refining her designs, working late into the night, surrounded by the soft sounds of her tools and the faint rustle of paper. Her machine was a marvel, not loud or boastful, but graceful in its movements. It folded and glued paper with a smooth, rhythmic motion, almost like a gentle lullaby sung by the machinery itself. With every bag it produced, it whispered a promise, to carry, to protect, to help. Margaret's invention quietly transformed the way people lived, making the simple act of carrying groceries a little more reliable and a little less burdensome. The recognition that followed was not a sudden blaze, but a gentle dawning. Her work earned respect among inventors and makers, a soft acknowledgement of the strength in her quiet persistence. Margaret Knight became known as the mother of the paper bag machine, a gentle genius whose steady hands shaped the everyday world. Life for Margaret continued with the same gentle rhythm. She remained humble, finding joy not in fame but in the soft satisfaction of having made a difference. Her invention paved the way for innovations that would follow, helping families everywhere carry their daily lives with a little more ease. Each paper bag that carried food, books, or gifts held a trace of her quiet brilliance, a soft echo of her patient heart. As you lie in your bed now, wrapped in the soothing embrace of blankets and the calm quiet of night, imagine the soft hum of Margaret's machine working gently in a warm workshop. Hear the smooth folding of paper, the delicate sound of glue being applied, each movement slow and peaceful, like a tender song. Let this gentle rhythm fill your mind and heart, carrying away any worries or restless thoughts. Breathe in deeply, slowly, feeling the calm flow through your body like a soft breeze. Let your muscles relax and your mind drift softly, floating like a paper bag carried on a gentle wind. Picture Margaret herself, a quiet figure working patiently, her spirit calm and unhurried, as steady as the heartbeat of the world around her. In this peaceful moment, feel the warmth of invention and kindness wrapped around you like a cozy quilt. Know that in the vast tapestry of history, small, gentle acts like Margaret's have created ripples of comfort and care, reaching softly into your dreams tonight. Sleep now, dear dreamer, held tenderly by the calm spirit of Margaret Knight's quiet strength. Let the steady pulse of her invention guide you gently into a world of restful dreams and deep, peaceful sleep. Sleep well, dear traveller of history. Sweet dreams. Archimedes. the bathtub philosopher who sang Eureka. In a quiet corner of the ancient Mediterranean world, on the soft shores of the island city of Syracuse, a boy named Archimedes was born. His world was a peaceful blend of blue seas and gentle olive groves, where the sun warmed the earth with a golden touch, and the whisper of the wind through the leaves was a natural lullaby. From the very beginning, Archimedes' life was wrapped in calmness, as though the universe itself conspired to create a gentle space for his curious mind to awaken slowly and tenderly. His family was known for their quiet wisdom and thoughtful nature. They spoke softly, listened deeply, and cherished the little moments that stitched together the fabric of everyday life. Archimedes grew surrounded by love and encouragement, nurtured by the soft rhythm of a world that moved at a peaceful pace. Even as a child, he was not loud or hurried, but calm and attentive. He found joy in watching the patterns of light on the water, in feeling the smooth curve of a stone in his hand, in tracing the delicate veins of a leaf. These small wonders became his earliest teachers. As he wandered through the olive groves or sat beside the gentle sea, Archimedes' mind wandered as well, quietly, thoughtfully. He was fascinated by the way things moved and changed, by the invisible forces that shaped the world. He watched the way the waves folded onto the shore and then receded, the way the birds spread their wings and soared, the way the sun traced arcs across the sky. Each movement was a soft mystery, inviting him to understand it better, to listen carefully to the silent language of nature. His childhood was a gentle unfolding, filled with moments of quiet discovery and slow learning. His family's stories spoke of wise thinkers and inventors who shaped the world, not with loud battles or harsh words, but with soft insight and patient work. Archimedes dreamed of joining their ranks, imagining a life where he too could find the hidden rhythms of nature and bring them to light. As he grew older, his gentle mind became sharper and his curiosity deeper. He studied the stars that twinkled quietly in the night sky, wondering about their journeys and distances. He explored the shapes and volumes of objects, tracing their curves with careful fingers. Mathematics and geometry became his silent companions, comforting him with their steady logic and graceful patterns. He loved the quiet beauty of numbers, the way they fit together in perfect harmony, like the notes of a soft song. When Archimedes reached adulthood, his peaceful curiosity found a new purpose. Syracuse, his beloved city, was a place of beauty but also of growing danger. Nearby powers threatened its tranquility, and the people longed for ways to protect their homes and families. Archimedes' gentle spirit moved toward this challenge, not with weapons or loud commands, but with the soft power of invention and understanding. He began to design machines and tools, each created with care and thoughtfulness. His inventions worked with the quiet forces of nature, levers that lifted heavy stones with ease, pulleys that moved burdens gently but surely, mirrors that harnessed the power of sunlight without flame or fury. These were not noisy engines, but subtle instruments, working harmoniously with the world's natural flow. Archimedes' machines whispered solutions, promising safety and strength without harshness. One of the most tender and famous moments in Archimedes' life happened in the calmest of places, a warm bath where the waters embraced him like a soft cloud. As he sank slowly into the soothing liquid, he noticed how the water gently rose around him, pushing softly against his skin. In that peaceful moment, the answer to a long, puzzling question blossomed in his mind like a quiet flower opening at dawn. He understood how to measure the volume of an irregular object by the water it displaced. "Eureka," he murmured, a soft smile touching his lips, the word meaning "I have found it." That quiet exclamation, it was no shout but a gentle song of discovery. It was the moment when Archimedes realized how to measure what could not be seen directly, a breakthrough that would echo through time, a reminder that sometimes the greatest truths come in the softest whispers. From this day on, Archimedes' gentle wisdom continued to grow, guiding him toward further discoveries that would shape the world. Throughout his life, Archimedes remained a calm observer and a patient thinker. His inventions, though powerful, were created with a spirit of peace and care. He saw the world as a delicate balance, a dance of forces that could be understood and respected. His work on levers, pulleys, and buoyancy revealed the elegant simplicity behind the complex, showing that with a gentle touch, great strength can be achieved. Yet, his story is also a reminder of life's quiet fragility. As the tides of war swept through Syracuse, the city Archimedes loved so dearly faced dark times. Despite his peaceful heart and quiet inventions, the world around him was not always kind. When the city fell to invading forces, Archimedes' life came to a soft but sudden end, taken before he could share all the wisdom his gentle mind held. But even in his passing, the legacy of Archimedes remains a soft glow in the history of humanity. His discoveries and inventions continue to inspire, not with loud fanfare, but with the gentle power of knowledge and understanding. He teaches us that in quiet moments, whether in a warm bath or under a starlit sky, the deepest truths may reveal themselves, ready to guide us softly through the mysteries of life. Now, as you lie in your own warm, quiet space, wrapped in the gentle comfort of your bed, imagine the soft splash of water in Archimedes' bathtub, the delicate dance of droplets catching the light. Feel the calm joy of discovery blossoming slowly in your mind, a gentle flower blooming in the quiet night. Let the soothing rhythm of his gentle inventions lull you into peace. Breathe in deeply and slowly, feeling the calm wash over your body like a warm, gentle wave. Let your muscles relax and your thoughts drift softly, carried away on the quiet currents of ancient seas. Feel your heart slow its pace, beating in harmony with the soft pulse of the universe. Sleep now, dear dreamer, cradled in the calm spirit of Archimedes, the bathtub philosopher who sang Eureka. Let his gentle wisdom carry you into a world of restful dreams and deep, peaceful sleep. Sleep well, dear traveller of history. Sweet dreams. Philo Farnsworth, the boy who dreamed of moving pictures. In a quiet little town nestled beneath the vast skies of Utah, where the wind whispered softly through the tall grasses and the stars twinkled gently at night, a boy named Philo Farnsworth was born. His early days were wrapped in a calm world of simple beauty, the soft rustling of leaves, the gentle flow of nearby streams, and the warm golden light of the sun as it filtered through the trees. His family lived a quiet, peaceful life, surrounded by nature's gentle rhythm, a perfect cradle for a boy whose mind would soon wander far beyond the horizons of his small town. From the very beginning, Philo was a dreamer. Not the loud, boisterous kind of dreamer, but the soft-spoken type who watches quietly from the edge of a room, letting his thoughts wander into the gentle mysteries of how the world works. He had a patient heart and an attentive gaze, noticing the little things that others might miss: the flicker of a shadow, the shimmer of sunlight on a blade of grass, the delicate hum of an old machine resting quietly in the barn. His childhood was filled with tender moments of discovery. While other children played loudly, Philo preferred to sit quietly, sketching ideas in a small notebook or taking apart gadgets to see how they worked. His parents nurtured his gentle curiosity with soft words of encouragement, never rushing him but always supporting his quiet explorations. They told him stories about inventors and visionaries who changed the world not by shouting but by patiently listening to the soft whisper of ideas waiting to be discovered. Philo's fascination grew with every passing year. He was captivated by the magic of light and movement, by the way images could be captured and reflected, creating worlds that seemed to dance before one's eyes. He dreamed of a device that could show moving pictures, a box that could capture moments and stories, and then softly share them with others, no matter where they lived. This dream was gentle but persistent, like a soft flame flickering steadily in the quiet night. As a teenager, Philo's quiet dream began to take shape. With slow and careful hands, he started building simple machines in his father's barn. Each day he worked patiently, testing and adjusting, listening closely to the hum of wires and the whisper of circuits. The barn was filled with the gentle sounds of his inventions coming to life, the click of a switch, the soft whir of a motor, the faint glow of a tiny bulb. These sounds were like a lullaby to him, a peaceful rhythm that fueled his hope and focus. Philo's mind was calm but sharp. He understood that to turn his dream into reality, he needed not just passion, but steady, careful work. He read quietly by the light of a lamp, poring over books on physics and electricity, learning the gentle language of electrons flowing through wires. Each page turned was a step closer to his vision, each calculation a soft thread woven into the fabric of his future invention. When he finally developed the first fully electronic television system, it was not a burst of noisy fanfare, but a quiet triumph. His invention was a delicate balance of science and art, a soft dance of electrons and light that brought pictures to life on a small screen. It was as if a gentle breeze had carried a whisper across the world, promising that soon people everywhere could sit peacefully in their homes and watch stories unfold in the warm glow of moving images. But the journey was not without its shadows. While Philo's heart remained soft and hopeful, the world around him could be harsh and demanding. Powerful companies and competing inventors tried to claim his ideas as their own, and he found himself drawn into quiet battles fought in courtrooms and offices. Yet, even amid these challenges, Philo never lost his gentle spirit. He faced every trial with calm determination, trusting that his work would speak softly but clearly enough in time. Throughout his life, Philo Farnsworth remained a patient and humble inventor. He did not seek glory or riches, but the quiet joy of knowing he had helped open a new window to the world. His television invention would go on to light up millions of homes, sharing stories, dreams, and memories across oceans and continents, all from the gentle flicker of images on a screen. Now, as you lie quietly in your bed, wrapped in softness and warmth, imagine the peaceful landscape of Philo's childhood, the wide skies above, the gentle sway of grasses, the tender hum of his inventions coming to life. Picture the calm light of the early television screen, casting a soothing glow as stories dance quietly before your eyes. Feel the soft pulse of discovery and hope flowing gently through time, connecting you with the patient heart of a boy who dared to dream softly but deeply. Take a slow, deep breath, and as you exhale, let all tension melt away like morning mist under the sun. Feel your body relax further with each gentle breath, your mind drifting softly through the peaceful rhythm of Philo's story. Allow yourself to float gently into a restful sleep, cradled by the quiet magic of invention and the tender power of dreams fulfilled. Sleep well, dear dreamer. Sweet dreams. Guglielmo Marconi, the invisible messenger of radio waves. In the quiet, sun-kissed hills of northern Italy, in a small and peaceful town, a boy named Guglielmo Marconi was born into a world that moved slowly and gently. The air was fresh with the scent of blooming flowers and ripening fruit trees, the soft murmur of the countryside wrapping around him like a warm blanket. From his earliest days, Guglielmo was surrounded by a world of calm and quiet, a world that invited wonder without hurry or noise. This calmness would become a gentle companion throughout his life, guiding his thoughts and nurturing his dreams. Guglielmo's childhood was filled with simple joys, long walks through olive groves, evenings spent listening to the soft songs of crickets under a star-studded sky, and the comforting presence of family gathered by the hearth. He was a boy who found peace in the smallest details, the way sunlight danced through leaves, the faint rustle of the wind, the gentle ripple of water in a nearby stream. These quiet moments sparked his curiosity, filling his heart with questions about the invisible forces that shape the world. His family, kind and thoughtful, encouraged this gentle curiosity. They told stories of inventors and explorers who had changed the world not by rushing or shouting, but by quietly listening and patiently experimenting. These stories became tender seeds in Guglielmo's mind, inspiring him to dream of mysteries waiting to be discovered. As he grew, he carried these stories close, feeling a deep connection to the unseen and unheard magic around him. As a young boy, Guglielmo was fascinated by the idea that the air around him could carry messages, even if no one could see or hear them. He wondered how birds seemed to talk across the sky, and how distant thunder could be heard even when the storm was far away. This gentle fascination settled deep inside him, like a soft light glowing quietly in the heart of night. When he became a young man, Guglielmo began to turn his dreams into gentle experiments. In a small, softly lit room filled with wires, coils, and simple machines, he worked with careful hands and a patient mind. His experiments were not hurried or loud, but slow and delicate, like tuning a musical instrument or weaving a fine thread. Each tiny success was a soft whisper of hope, a sign that the invisible waves he imagined might truly exist. His gentle determination was tested by many. Some people doubted his ideas, saying that sending messages through the air without wires was impossible. Others tried to take credit for inventions that were only possible because of his quiet work. But Guglielmo stayed calm, trusting in the slow, steady rhythm of his progress. He knew that sometimes the most powerful changes come not with noise and force, but with patience and quiet persistence. Eventually, the magic of his invention blossomed. Marconi's wireless telegraph began to send simple signals, tiny pulses that travelled invisibly through the air, like gentle ripples on a still pond. These signals could carry messages across great distances, connecting people who were once separated by mountains, oceans, and endless stretches of land. The invisible messenger he had dreamed of became real, weaving a soft thread of connection between hearts and homes. This new way of communicating was like a gentle breeze reaching the ears of those who needed it most. Sailors far from shore could send signals of hope. Families could hear voices from distant places, and the world felt a little smaller, a little kinder. Marconi's invention brought light into the quiet spaces between people, offering comfort and closeness where once there had been only silence. Despite the growing fame that came with his discovery, Guglielmo remained a humble and gentle man. He did not seek loud applause or grand honours. Instead, he found peace in knowing that his work helped others, that his quiet dream had become a gift for the world. His heart was full of a soft joy, the kind that comes from nurturing something meaningful and watching it grow gently into life. As you lie here now, wrapped in the quiet warmth of your bed, imagine the soft hills of Italy where young Marconi first dreamed his dream. Picture the calm workshop bathed in gentle candlelight, the slow, thoughtful movements of a boy who listened carefully to the world's secret songs. Feel the tender rhythm of his story wrap around you like a gentle hug, guiding you deeper into rest. Let your breath grow slow and even, your body sinking comfortably into softness. With every exhale, release any tension or worries. With every inhale, welcome calm and peace. Imagine yourself floating gently on waves of silence and signal, carried safely by invisible threads of sound that connect us all. Let the story of Guglielmo Marconi's gentle invention lull you softly towards sleep. His patient spirit, his quiet wonder, and his unwavering calm are here to guide you now to a place of peaceful dreams where your own quiet magic can unfold. Sleep well, dear dreamer. Sweet dreams. Steve Jobs, the sleek architect of the digital dream. In the gentle warmth of California's rolling hills, a quiet boy named Steve Jobs was born into a world that whispered possibility. His early days were wrapped in the soft glow of the golden sun, where nature's calm rhythm set the pace of life. From the very start, Steve's mind was a tender garden of curiosity, where the smallest seeds of wonder took root and grew slowly, patiently. He was not loud or restless, but thoughtful and observant, watching the world with a quiet intensity, as if listening for secrets hidden in the wind. His childhood was filled with gentle explorations, afternoons spent wandering among fruit orchards, evenings bathed in the fading light of dusk, the soft buzz of insects weaving through the warm air. His family, caring and encouraging, nurtured his fascination with the unseen forces of nature and the mysterious workings of machines. Steve would spend hours quietly taking apart radios and televisions, not to break them, but to understand the delicate conversations of wires and circuits inside. Each device was a silent puzzle, and his patient hands learned to listen to their hidden language. As the years passed, this quiet curiosity blossomed into a deep passion. Steve was drawn not only to how things worked, but to how they might be transformed, how technology could become something more than a tool, something that could inspire, connect, and empower. This vision was a gentle flame inside him, glowing softly even during times of uncertainty. It was not a roar demanding attention, but a calm light guiding him forward through the shadows. In his teenage years, Steve met Steve Wozniak, a kindred spirit whose gentle brilliance complemented his own quiet fire. Together, they dreamed in hushed tones of creating machines that could change the world, devices that were as beautiful as they were powerful. Their garage, a small and dimly lit space, became a sanctuary of hope and careful invention. Here, amid the scent of wood and metal, they worked side by side, learning the slow rhythm of trial and error, of careful adjustments and patient listening. Each small success was a soft melody, a blink of a light, a hum of a circuit, a step closer to their dream. They were not chasing fame or fortune, but crafting a future with gentle hands and hopeful hearts. The first Apple computer emerged quietly from this sanctuary, a humble but radiant beginning. It was a beacon of possibility, signaling a new way of thinking that invited the world to slow down and engage with technology on a more human level. As Apple grew, Steve's vision deepened and expanded. He saw technology not just as machines, but as extensions of ourselves, tools to express creativity, to tell stories, to bring people closer. His designs were marked by simplicity and elegance, like a calm lake reflecting the sky's soft colours. He believed that technology should feel natural, intuitive, like the comforting touch of a familiar hand. This belief guided every decision, every product, every late night spent sketching ideas in quiet solitude. But Steve's journey was not without its storms. When he was asked to leave Apple, the company he had helped build, it was as if a quiet shadow fell over his spirit. But even in this moment of exile, Steve did not give in to despair. Instead, he retreated into a gentle solitude, a time for reflection and renewal. He found peace in creating again, starting new ventures that, like soft ripples on a still pond, would eventually reshape the world. His return to Apple was like the dawn breaking after a long night. With renewed calm and clarity, he led the company toward new horizons. The Macintosh, the iPod, the iPhone, each was a delicate wave of innovation, reshaping the landscape not with noise and chaos, but with thoughtful design and quiet power. Steve's vision had matured into something even more beautiful, a seamless blend of art and technology that invited everyone to participate in the digital dream. Through all the changes, Steve remained a man of deep feeling and gentle intensity. He understood that true innovation comes not from haste or harshness, but from patience, empathy, and a willingness to listen to ideas, to people, and to the world itself. His life was a testament to the quiet power of dreaming differently, of believing that even the softest whisper can grow into a song that changes the world. Now, as you lie nestled in your bed, wrapped in the gentle embrace of night, imagine the soft glow of a California sunset casting long shadows over the hills. Picture Steve, a boy with bright eyes full of wonder, slowly taking apart a radio, learning the secret language of machines. Feel the calm rhythm of his story settle around you, like a warm blanket on a cool evening. Let your breath slow and deepen, matching the steady, peaceful pace of Steve's gentle spirit. Imagine yourself floating on waves of quiet creativity, carried by the soft currents of hope and possibility. Feel your body grow heavy, sinking comfortably into softness, as your mind drifts on gentle winds toward peaceful dreams. Let the story of Steve Jobs, the sleek architect of the digital dream, be your lullaby tonight. His patience, his vision, and his calm determination are here to guide you into restful sleep and a world of gentle dreams. Sleep well, dear dreamer. Sweet dreams. Tim Berners-Lee, the spider of the World Wide Web. In the quiet town of London, in the gentle hum of the early 1950s, a boy named Tim Berners-Lee was born into a world full of soft possibilities. The world was slowly waking up to new technologies, and young Tim grew up wrapped in the gentle glow of curiosity and wonder. His parents, both pioneers in early computing, nurtured his tender mind with stories of machines that could think and speak, tales told in quiet evenings by the fireside. These whispers of a future shaped by technology settled softly in Tim's heart like a calm, warm blanket. From an early age, Tim's mind was a delicate web of thoughts and ideas. He was a quiet boy, often found lost in his own world of questions and gentle explorations. Instead of rushing or bursting with energy, he moved thoughtfully, like a spider weaving its web carefully and with purpose. Every thread in his web was placed with patience and attention, connecting ideas in ways no one had seen before. It was in this quiet weaving that his future began to take shape. As a child, Tim loved to build and create. His hands would gently assemble small gadgets, taking time to understand how each part fit into the whole. He was fascinated by the idea that tiny invisible connections could carry messages and ideas across great distances. This fascination grew steadily, slowly, like a river carving its path through the landscape, never hurried but always persistent. His childhood was filled with moments of discovery, quiet evenings spent gazing at the stars and wondering about the invisible threads that might connect one world to another. As he grew older, Tim's gentle curiosity blossomed into a deep desire to connect people through technology. He saw the computers of his time, large isolated machines, as islands. Each one held valuable information, but none could easily speak to each other. Tim dreamed of weaving a web, not of silk but of information and ideas, a vast network where knowledge could flow freely and softly, touching lives everywhere without friction or haste. At university, Tim studied physics, but it was the calm logic of computer science that truly captured his heart. He spent long hours in quiet contemplation, piecing together ideas like delicate threads, always careful to ensure that each connection was clear and meaningful. His mind was a loom, gently weaving the first strands of what would become the World Wide Web. In these moments, there was no rush, no frantic pushing forward, only a steady, thoughtful unfolding of possibility. After graduation, Tim found himself working at CERN, a peaceful place of collaboration and discovery nestled near the Swiss Alps. It was here, surrounded by scientists and dreamers, that Tim's quiet vision began to take form. The challenge was clear: how to make all the world's information accessible, connected, and easy to explore. The task seemed immense, like trying to catch the wind or capture the stars, but Tim approached it with calm determination. He began weaving the first threads of the web, writing gentle code and thoughtful protocols. Like a spider spinning a web between branches, Tim's work created invisible pathways, delicate yet strong enough to carry the weight of human knowledge. His vision was of a web without knots or tangles, where anyone could follow a thread of curiosity from one place to another, guided by clear links and a simple design. At first, the web was small, a quiet network linking a handful of computers, but like a gentle breeze spreading seeds across a field, Tim's creation began to grow. More people connected their computers to this invisible web, adding new pages and new threads of knowledge. Slowly, softly, the web expanded, reaching across continents and oceans, touching millions of lives. Tim's work was never about power or fame. It was about connection, about bringing people together in a gentle dance of ideas and understanding. He believed deeply that knowledge should be free, flowing softly and openly, like a river nourishing every shore it touched. His web became a place where ideas could bloom in quiet harmony, where voices from every corner of the earth could be heard without shouting or conflict. But this gentle dream was not without its challenges. As the web grew, questions arose about control, privacy, and the balance between openness and safety. Tim faced these moments with the same calm patience that had guided his work from the beginning. He spoke softly about the importance of trust and respect, weaving principles into the fabric of the web itself. His gentle voice was a reminder that this vast network was a shared space, one that needed care and kindness to flourish. Through the years, Tim continued to nurture the web he had spun, always mindful of its delicate nature. He worked to ensure that it remained a place of possibility and peace, where anyone could find their own quiet corner of knowledge and connection. His vision remained steady and true, like a lighthouse shining softly through the night fog, guiding travellers safely home. As you lie here now, cocooned in the softness of your bed, imagine the gentle threads of Tim's web stretching out in all directions, invisible, yet strong and full of promise. Feel yourself wrapped in this delicate network, connected to countless dreams and stories, drifting on a calm sea of information and light. Let the quiet rhythm of Tim's story soothe your mind and ease your thoughts, like the slow, steady spinning of a spider weaving its web at dusk. Breathe deeply, slowly, letting your body relax into the soft comfort of night. Picture the web glowing faintly, a warm, gentle light guiding you gently into peaceful sleep. Allow yourself to float on these silken threads of connection and calm, your mind opening to the endless possibilities of dreams. May the story of Tim Berners-Lee, the quiet spider weaving the World Wide Web, carry you gently into a restful night. Sleep well, dear dreamer, and let your dreams be filled with soft threads of wonder and light. George Washington, Carver, the gentle gardener of 1,000 uses. In the quiet corners of the southern United States, where gentle breezes sway the tall grasses and soft sunlight bathes the rolling hills, a boy named George Washington Carver was born into a world full of simplicity and calm. His early days were touched by hardship and uncertainty, yet from these humble beginnings emerged a life marked by patience, kindness, and a deep, unspoken connection to the earth. As a child, George found comfort and wonder in the quiet rhythm of nature, the slow unfolding of leaves, the soft hum of insects, and the steady pulse of life beneath his feet. George's early years were shaped by loss. He was orphaned during a difficult time, but was taken in by a family who nurtured his gentle spirit. This new home was surrounded by fields and forests, and George quickly became enchanted by the world of plants and soil. He wandered barefoot through gardens, feeling the soft earth crumble between his fingers and listening to the silent stories whispered by the trees. To him, the natural world was a soothing presence, steady, patient, and full of promise. From the very beginning, George showed an unusual curiosity. He wasn't a child of loud noises or hurried activity, but rather one who observed quietly with eyes wide open to the wonders of the world. His mind was like a calm pond, reflecting every detail, every tiny seed that sprouted in the sun, the soft colours of wildflowers, the gentle buzz of bees gathering nectar, the slow arc of clouds across the sky. All these small, peaceful moments nurtured his deep love for life's simplest gifts. As George grew, his fascination with plants blossomed into something more, a quiet mission to understand how the earth could provide not only beauty but sustenance and healing. School was a gentle place for him, where he could learn more about the natural sciences, the chemistry of soil, and the cycles that govern growth and decay. Though the world around him was sometimes harsh and unkind, George moved forward with a steady heart, patient and unwavering. He attended schools where he often faced the challenge of being one of the few black students, yet his gentle nature and strong will helped him to persevere. He never rushed, never forced, but steadily absorbed knowledge like a sponge soaking up water. At Tuskegee Institute, George found mentors who believed in his quiet brilliance and encouraged his dreams. It was here that he deepened his understanding of agriculture and began exploring ways to help farmers improve their crops and lives. George's work was rooted in kindness, a desire to make the world a softer, more nourishing place. He wasn't interested in fame or fortune, but in using science as a gentle tool to uplift others. His discoveries about peanuts, sweet potatoes, and other crops were more than inventions. They were gifts to the people who laboured long hours on difficult land. Each new use he found, from paints to plastics, from fuel to fabric, was a small thread woven into the fabric of hope for many families. The quiet power of George's work lay in its patience. Like the slow growth of a mighty oak from a tiny acorn, his ideas took time to mature. He spent long days and nights experimenting carefully, listening to the whispers of the earth, watching how plants responded to care and attention. There was a rhythm to his efforts, a steady heartbeat of gentle persistence that reminds us how true change often comes softly, almost unnoticed. Even in the face of prejudice and barriers, George never lost his gentle spirit. The world around him was often unfair, but he responded not with anger or bitterness, but with calm determination and grace. His hands, familiar with the textures of leaves and soil, worked tirelessly to prove that intelligence and kindness could thrive anywhere. Through quiet dedication, he became a symbol of hope and resilience, inspiring others to believe in the power of patience and humility. His legacy is like a garden that continues to grow, filled with countless seeds of innovation and care. George Washington Carver taught us to listen to the earth, to each other, and to the gentle voice within that guides us toward kindness. His life reminds us that the simplest things often hold the greatest beauty, and that through steady, loving attention, we can transform even the hardest ground into fertile soil. As you listen now, imagine yourself walking through these soft fields where George once walked. Feel the gentle breeze on your skin, the warm sun sinking slowly toward the horizon. The earth beneath you is rich and calm, alive with the quiet promise of new growth. Let your breath slow and soften as you sink deeper into this peaceful scene, held tenderly by the natural world. Let the story of George's gentle hands and quiet heart soothe your mind like a lullaby whispered by the wind. In the stillness of the night, may you find comfort in knowing that patience and care can bring light even to the darkest places. Drift now into restful sleep, cradled by the gentle spirit of a gardener who loved the earth and all its secrets. Sleep well, dear dreamer, and may your night be soft and full of peaceful dreams. Elisha Otis, the man who lifted people to the sky. In the quiet whispers of history, there lived a man named Elisha Otis. His story begins in the soft cradle of the Vermont countryside, where the gentle hills rose and fell like a lullaby against the sky. Born in 1811, Elisha's early days were touched by the soft rustle of leaves and the distant murmur of rivers. In this world of gentle breezes and calm forests, his spirit was formed curious, patient, and always reaching for something just beyond the horizon. As a child, Elisha was known for his gentle heart and his keen mind. He spent hours watching the clouds drift across the sky, dreaming of ways to lift people and things above the earth. His hands were always busy, tinkering with the simplest objects, coaxing them into something new and wonderful. In the quiet corners of the family barn, he built small machines from scraps of wood and iron, tiny models of pulleys and levers that spoke to his secret dreams. Elisha's childhood was not always easy. The world could be unkind, and his family knew the hardships of farm life. But even in the midst of hardship, there was soft light in Elisha's eyes, a spark of imagination that glowed steady and warm. He learned to find comfort in the steady rhythm of work, the gentle clatter of tools, and the simple joy of making something useful with his own two hands. As he grew older, Elisha's curiosity blossomed into a quiet determination. He moved from job to job, learning the secret language of gears and cogs, the patient dance of wood and iron. He became a craftsman of wagons and carriages, each one carefully built to carry people safely from one place to another. But still, a gentle dream tugged at his mind: how to lift people higher, to places they had never gone before. In his early years of work, Elisha travelled often, seeking new opportunities and knowledge. Each journey was a quiet lesson, each city a new page in the story of his life. He met other craftsmen and inventors, watched the steam engines puff and groan, and felt the pulse of a world that was changing with every new invention. The rise of factories and the hum of machinery spoke to him like a soft song, and he knew in his heart that he too had a part to play. It was in New York City that Elisha found his turning point. He took a job in a factory where he was surrounded by towering machines and endless possibilities. Here, in the busy heart of the city, he saw the buildings reaching higher than ever before. Yet he knew there was a quiet fear that clung to those tall dreams. The elevators of the time were simple hoists, and if a single rope snapped, everything and everyone would come crashing down. Elisha felt the weight of that fear. He understood that people could never truly reach for the sky if they could not trust what carried them upward. And so he set to work in the soft hours of the night, his mind as calm and focused as a quiet river. He crafted a safety brake for elevators, a gentle hand to catch the falling weight if the rope should break. His invention was simple, but full of quiet genius: a sturdy wooden frame, a spring, and a set of metal teeth that would lock the elevator in place. When the time came to reveal his invention to the world, Elisha did so not with loud fanfare, but with a quiet confidence. In 1854, at the Crystal Palace exhibition in New York, he stood atop a platform high above the crowd. With a calm voice, he ordered the rope to be cut. The audience gasped, but Elisha remained still. His safety brake caught the elevator, stopping it gently and holding it steady in the air. In that quiet moment, the fear that had haunted every tall building was replaced by trust, and a new chapter in the world's story began. Elisha's invention opened the door to a new era of architecture and dreams. No longer were the upper floors of a building reserved for the bravest souls. People could now rise gently, lifted safely to the sky. Skyscrapers began to bloom in cities across the world, each one a testament to Elisha's quiet brilliance and steady heart. Through it all, Elisha remained a gentle soul. He did not seek glory or riches, but rather the calm satisfaction of knowing his work had made life better for countless people. He spent his days refining his invention, making sure that every detail was just right. His factory in Yonkers became a place of quiet innovation, where the hum of machinery sang a soft song of progress and care. Elisha lived his life with the same quiet grace he brought to his inventions. His days were filled with gentle laughter, warm conversations, and the steady clatter of his workshop. He taught his sons to carry on his work, sharing with them not only the secrets of his safety brake, but also the deeper lesson that true innovation comes from a place of kindness and patience. When Alicia's days on this earth drew to a close in 1861, he left behind more than just an invention. He left behind a legacy of gentle courage and quiet hope, a reminder that even the smallest idea, nurtured with care and love, can lift people to new heights. His name became a soft echo in the halls of every tall building, a quiet promise that safety and trust could carry us upward, step by gentle step. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, let the story of Alicia Otis cradle your mind like a soft blanket. Feel the calm rhythm of his gentle heart, the quiet strength of his steady hands. Imagine yourself in an elevator, rising slowly and safely toward the stars, the soft whir of gears a lullaby in your ears. The world outside your window may be busy and loud, but here, in this quiet place of dreams, you're held by the same quiet care that guided Alicia's hands. Trust in the gentle rise, the soft hum of progress, and know that you are safe and cherished. Sleep well, dear dreamer. Let your worries drift away like leaves on a calm river. The night is long and soft, and your dreams are waiting, full of gentle wonders and soft adventures. Let Alicia Otis's legacy lift you gently upward into a world of peaceful rest. Lillian Gilbreth, the mother of modern kitchen wonders. In the quiet glow of a new century, with lamplight flickering softly on worn-wood floors, there lived a woman named Lillian Gilbreth. She was born in 1878, in a home that hummed with the gentle rhythms of family life. The world she knew was one of soft voices and tender hopes, where the day began with the hush of dawn and ended in the warm sigh of twilight. Lillian's childhood was a tapestry woven from small, gentle moments. She learned the language of the home in the rustle of skirts and the soft clink of teacups. In the steady hush of the library, she discovered the comfort of books, each page a quiet promise of distant places and bright possibilities. Her father's stories and her mother's warm embrace nurtured in her a quiet curiosity, a calm wonder about how the world worked and how she might shape it with her careful hands. She carried that quiet wonder with her as she grew. At the University of California, Lillian immersed herself in literature and philosophy, feeling the weight and comfort of each idea as it settled into her mind. Words had a music to them, and she listened to their rhythm like a lullaby. But in the gentle corners of her heart, a different question began to grow. How could the small day work of life, the soft stir of a wooden spoon, the careful sweep of a broom be made kinder and easier? When Lillian met Frank Gilbreth, her life took on a new, quiet excitement. He was an engineer, a man who saw patterns in the world's movement, and she was drawn to his vision. They married and became partners in the truest sense, their minds dancing together like soft shadows at dusk. Their shared dream was simple and tender, to make work more graceful, to find a way to let every motion breathe with ease. Their home was alive with this dream. In the gentle clatter of children's laughter and the warmth of shared meals, Lillian found the heart of her work. She watched the small tasks of home, the stirring of soup, the folding of linens, and saw not just chores but small dances, each deserving of care and thoughtfulness. She believed that the quiet labour of the kitchen could be transformed into a gentle flow, a soft rhythm that honoured the human spirit. As she and Frank studied motion together, they created a new way of seeing work. They measured each movement with calm precision, as if listening to the soft breathing of a sleeping child. Every reach and step was an opportunity for comfort, every task a chance to ease the weight of the day. In factories and workshops, their ideas shaped the work of countless hands, transforming hurried steps into graceful gestures. When Frank passed away unexpectedly, the world seemed to hold its breath around Lillian. In the hush of her sorrow, she found an even deeper well of quiet strength. With the same steady resolve she'd always carried, she took up the work they had begun together. Her voice, gentle but sure, spoke to workers and engineers alike, weaving a message of kindness and practicality. Lillian's attention turned to the heart of every home, the kitchen. She understood with a soft wisdom that kitchens were not just places of work, they were places of comfort, where the hum of the stove and the scent of fresh bread wove a lullaby of daily life. She measured the soft curve of a spoon's handle, the reach of a shelf, the weight of a pot lifted over and over again. She saw that each detail, each small choice, could cradle the person who stood there, turning labour into a gentle dance. She designed kitchens that felt like a warm embrace, counters lowered to meet tired hands, shelves placed just so, within a soft reach that soothed the spine. Her ideas were like soft raindrops, falling gently into the lives of those who cooked and cleaned, easing their days with quiet kindness. Her kitchen designs became a refuge for busy souls, a haven of calm where even the simplest tasks felt like a gentle breath. But Lillian's vision reached beyond the kitchen. She believed that every workplace, every home could be shaped to honour the people who moved through it. In factories, she showed how the careful placement of tools could save aching backs and tired shoulders. In hospitals, she whispered to the rhythm of care, helping nurses find comfort in their tasks. Her gentle touch wove through offices and schools, bringing with it a soft promise that work could be both productive and tender. Her children, 12 bright lights in her life, were part of her gentle experiments. She balanced their laughter and needs with her research, turning her home into a living laboratory of comfort and care. She taught them, with a soft patience, that every task done with love could shape the world around them. Her days were full of quiet wonders, the careful folding of laundry, the warm scent of baking bread, the gentle tap of a pencil as she sketched out her plans. As she grew older, Lillian's voice became a soft beacon in a world often too quick to rush and forget. She spoke in gentle tones, her words carrying the quiet strength of a woman who had seen how small details could soothe and uplift. Her ideas, tender and thoughtful, found their way into homes and hearts, reminding everyone that even the smallest touch of care could echo through generations. When the final chapter of her life drew close in 1972, Lillian left behind not just inventions and designs, but a way of seeing the world, a soft promise that work could be a song, that every movement could be a gentle dance. Her legacy lives on in every home where the kitchen flows with ease, in every workplace that honours the gentle dignity of its workers. Tonight, as you drift off to sleep, let the quiet hum of Lillian Gilbreth's story lull you. Imagine her measuring tape softly unfurling, her calm hands sketching out a world of comfort. Let the memory of her gentle spirit wrap around you like a warm quilt, reminding you that even the smallest act of kindness, a shelf lowered to a gentle height, a tool moved within easy reach, can make the world a softer, kinder place. Feel the soft rhythms of her legacy weaving into your dreams. Let the gentle clatter of kitchen tools, the quiet shuffle of measured steps, and the calm breath of a well-designed home guide you into a sleep as comforting as a mother's embrace. In the stillness of the night, know that you too carry within you the power to shape the world with tender care. Sleep well, dear dreamer. Let Lillian's quiet strength hold you through the night, and may you find in her story the gentle peace that carries you softly into the world of dreams. Ruth Handler, the toy queen who gave the world Barbie. In the soft glow of a California morning, a little girl named Ruth stood by her father's workbench, her small hands tracing the gentle curves of wood shavings. She was born in 1916, in a home that hummed with the quiet rhythms of her father's tiny workshop. The scent of sawdust and the warm clink of wooden toys filled the air, each sound a lullaby of gentle wonder. As a child, Ruth was drawn to the magic of creation. Her father's careful hands shaped blocks into houses and wheels into wagons, and she watched, wide-eyed, as dreams took form beneath his fingers. Her mother's voice was a soft comfort in the background, weaving stories of hope and possibility. In that small workshop, Ruth's imagination found a gentle place to grow, a place where dreams could be shaped into something solid, something real. Ruth carried that quiet spark with her as she grew. She was a bright girl, quick to smile and quick to dream. In school, she listened with a calm curiosity, each lesson a gentle thread that wove into the tapestry of her mind. But it was in the soft corners of her own imagination that she found the deepest peace. She sketched pictures in the margins of her notebooks, little figures with bright eyes and hopeful smiles. In the warm light of young love, Ruth met Elliot Handler, a kind boy with a clever mind and a gentle heart. Together they dreamed of a life shaped by invention and the joy of making things that mattered. They married, and their home became a quiet workshop of its own, a place where laughter mixed with the soft hum of creativity. The world was changing around them, but Ruth's heart stayed gentle and focused. She and Elliot started a small business in their garage, crafting picture frames with quiet determination. Each frame was a soft embrace for the memories it would hold, and the simple work was a gentle comfort in a world that often felt loud and hurried. As the years passed, Ruth's dreams grew alongside her children. She watched them at play, their bright faces lit with the gentle glow of imagination. But she noticed something that tugged at her heart. The dolls her daughter played with were all baby dolls, little figures that whispered only of one role, one future. Ruth, with her calm wisdom and quiet strength, wondered why there couldn't be more. Why couldn't a doll be a dreamer, a traveller, a teacher? That question grew softly in her mind, like a lullaby waiting to be sung. She began to imagine a new kind of doll, one that could carry a child's dreams on its slender shoulders. In her quiet moments, she sketched out the idea. A doll with a grown-up's grace. A doll that could whisper to little girls, "You can be anything you dream." With Elliot's gentle support, Ruth began to bring her vision to life. She worked softly but steadily, her days filled with the careful crafting of something new. The result was a doll named Barbie, a figure with bright eyes and an elegant shape, a quiet symbol of possibility that could nestle in the gentle hands of any child. When Barbie was introduced to the world in 1959, she was more than just a toy. She was a spark of wonder, a soft promise that a child's dreams could reach far beyond the edges of her crib. Barbie was a teacher, a dancer, a doctor, a traveller, a gentle reflection of every dream that drifted in through a young heart. But not everyone understood the quiet magic of Barbie at first. Some saw her as too grown up, too daring, but Ruth held her dreams softly and firmly. She knew that little girls needed a companion for their hopes, a figure that could whisper of futures bright and wide. And so, with patient care, she stood by her creation, letting it grow in its own quiet way. Barbie's success was a soft echo of Ruth's own gentle strength. She watched as the doll found its way into homes around the world, as children tucked it beneath their pillows and carried it with them in their small, hopeful hands. Each Barbie was a friend in the quiet hours of play, a gentle voice in the hush of a child's room, whispering, "You can be anything." As Ruth grew older, she never lost that tender vision. She continued to shape the world around her, always with the same calm patience. She expanded her gentle empire of toys, each one a soft echo of the dreams that had once stirred in her father's workshop. She brought laughter and comfort to children everywhere, her creations a lullaby of possibility that drifted softly across generations. In the quiet evenings of her life, Ruth looked back on her journey with a gentle smile. She saw the soft threads of her childhood dreams woven through every toy she had shaped, every child she had touched. Her work had become a soft embrace for countless children, a calm promise that, even in a world of noise and haste, there was always room for dreams. When Ruth passed away in 2002, the world paused in a gentle moment of reflection. Her story had been one of quiet courage, of tender strength. She'd given the world a gentle gift, a doll that carried the dreams of millions, a symbol that every girl could be anything she imagined in the hush of her own heart. Tonight, as you drift softly into sleep, let the gentle story of Ruth Handler cradle you like a lullaby. Imagine her soft hands shaping the first Barbie, the quiet hum of her workshop, the warm glow of a dream brought to life. Let the calm rhythms of her life wrap around you like a soft blanket, reminding you that even the smallest dream can bloom into something bright and wide. Feel the gentle echo of her kindness in the hush of your breath. Let her legacy whisper to you that the world can be shaped by quiet strength, that a single spark of imagination can light up a lifetime of gentle wonder. Let that comfort settle softly in your chest, a calm promise that your own dreams, too, can find a way to bloom. Sleep well, dear dreamer. Let Ruth Handler's gentle spirit watch over you tonight, and may her quiet legacy of hope and wonder carry you softly into the world of dreams. Franklin Chang Diaz, the astronaut engineer who tamed plasma rockets. In a quiet corner of Costa Rica, under a sky bright with stars, a boy named Franklin Chang Diaz watched the night with wonder in his eyes. Born in 1950 in San Jose, he was a gentle child captivated by the endless stretch of the heavens. His father was a kind doctor, his mother a nurturing soul who wrapped her children in stories of possibility. In the small, warm rooms of their home, Franklin found his first dreams, whispered to him in the gentle songs of the night. From the earliest days, Franklin was drawn to the soft pull of the stars. He would lie in the garden, feeling the earth beneath his back and the sky opening above, the darkness alive with twinkling lights. His mind hummed with quiet questions. What lay beyond those stars? Could he find a way to touch them, to dance in their gentle glow? In school, Franklin's mind was a bright flame of curiosity. He read softly by candlelight, his small fingers turning the pages of science books as though each one held a secret key. His teachers saw the flicker of brilliance in his eyes, a calm determination that was never loud, never boastful, but steady and sure. As he grew, that spark became a quiet resolve. In the gentle hush of early mornings, Franklin would rise before dawn, his footsteps soft on the old wooden floors, to read more, to learn more. He dreamed of rockets and stars, of a future that seemed so far from the warm green hills of his childhood. When he turned 18, Franklin left the gentle comfort of Costa Rica for the United States, carrying with him the soft murmur of his family's hopes. The journey was long and sometimes lonely, but his heart was a compass that pointed always to the sky. In America, he studied engineering with a quiet fervour, each formula and diagram a step closer to the stars he had loved as a boy. In college, Franklin's gentle spirit was a balm in the busy hum of classrooms. He listened more than he spoke, his questions thoughtful and his answers measured. In the calm hours of study, he felt the soft edges of possibility take shape a vision of flight, of reaching beyond the atmosphere into the endless hush of space. After years of patient study, Franklin earned his place at NASA, the quiet boy from Costa Rica now a man with a mind that dreamed in plasma and propulsion. His first steps into the world of rockets were careful, his hands tracing blueprints that shimmered with silent potential. He became an astronaut, a gentle warrior in the realm of stars. Franklin's early missions were marked by a soft dedication, a willingness to listen and learn. In the gentle confines of the shuttle, he moved with a quiet grace, each motion deliberate, each task a hymn to the wonder of space. His crewmates saw in him a calm strength, a steady hand that made the chaos of launch feel almost serene. In those early years, there was a hush of hope around Franklin. He was one of the few, the chosen, and he carried that honour softly. He drifted among the stars with a reverence that seemed to echo the songs of his mother's stories, a promise that dreams could indeed touch the sky. But even as he soared among the stars, Franklin's mind was restless, curious. He began to dream not only of space, but of how to travel there with gentle care. He saw in plasma a quiet power, a gentle push that could carry ships farther and faster than before. In the soft hum of laboratories, he began to shape those dreams into gentle possibility. His work was slow, patient, like the careful hands of his father shaping lives with medicine. Franklin tested, failed, and tried again, each failure a whisper of lessons to be learned. In the silence of the lab, he found a kind of peace, a rhythm of effort and discovery that soothed his soul. But there was a moment when the soft glow of possibility turned to quiet doubt. The world outside his lab was full of noise, of skepticism. Plasma rockets were a dream, many said, too delicate, too untested. Yet Franklin held to his vision with a calm, unshakable faith. He moved gently through the doubt, each step a quiet promise to the boy he had once been, the boy who had lain in the garden and dreamed of the stars. As the years passed, Franklin's gentle persistence bore fruit. The plasma rocket he'd envisioned began to take shape, its soft glow a hymn to the marriage of science and dream. It was a technology of whispers, of calm pulses of energy that could carry ships beyond the familiar paths of chemical rockets. In the quiet glow of the lab, he watched it come alive, the soft flicker of plasma, the silent breath of possibility. He spoke softly of this work, never with boastful pride, but with the quiet confidence of one who has listened to the stars and learned their gentle song. His words were a lullaby of hope, that one day these rockets would carry us to Mars and beyond, that in the hush of space we would find not conquest but harmony. When Franklin finally stepped away from the shuttle missions, he did so with a quiet grace. He had touched the sky, and now he turned his hands to the gentle work of teaching. In the halls of the Ad Astra Rocket Company, he shared his wisdom with those who still dreamed. His voice was calm, his hands steady, as he guided young engineers through the soft art of plasma propulsion. In the twilight of his years, Franklin found a gentle peace in his work. The plasma rocket was no longer just a dream. It was a promise, a beacon of calm possibility. And in the quiet hours of evening, he would sometimes look up at the stars, his heart still as soft and wonder-filled as it had been in the garden of his childhood. When Franklin finally retired, the world paused in a soft sigh of respect. His life had been a gentle hymn to the power of curiosity, to the quiet strength of a dream held close to the heart. His work had not only shaped rockets, but had carried the hopes of a small boy into the endless hush of the cosmos. Tonight, as you close your eyes, let the gentle story of Franklin Chang Diaz cradle you softly. Feel the warmth of the Costa Rican night, the quiet hush of the garden where a boy first dreamed of the stars. Let his journey, from soft wonder to quiet triumph, be a lullaby that carries you gently into sleep. Breathe in the calm of his legacy, the promise that even the softest voice can shape the future, that even the quietest dream can light the way to the stars. Feel the hush of plasma in your heart, the gentle echo of rockets that move with the breath of the universe. Sleep well, dear dreamer. Let Franklin's gentle spirit watch over you tonight, and may his story of wonder and quiet strength carry you into a world of dreams as boundless as the stars themselves. Sweet dreams. Madam C.J. Walker, the beauty alchemist and self-made queen. In the gentle cradle of the night, as the stars whisper their silver songs, let me take you back to a time when hope was a quiet spark in the hearts of those who believed in dreams. There, under the glow of a soft southern moon, was born a girl named Sarah Breedlove, who would one day become Madam C.J. Walker, the beauty alchemist and self-made queen. Sarah was born in 1867 on a cotton plantation in Louisiana, the first of her family to taste the sweetness of freedom. Her parents, freed slaves, carried in their hearts the weight of generations and the gentle strength of survival. She was their sixth child, and in her mother's tired arms she learned early the hush of struggle and the soft hum of determination. The cotton fields stretched out in gentle rows, the summer air heavy with the scent of earth and promise. Sarah was still a baby when her parents passed away, leaving her an orphan at the tender age of 7. But even as the shadows of hardship crept close, the soft ember of hope flickered in her young heart. She moved to live with her sister, working as a washerwoman in the hush of dawn, her small hands wringing out the day's labour long before the sun touched the earth. The years passed with quiet persistence, each day folding gently into the next. Sarah married young, seeking in love the calm shelter of belonging. But even this comfort was fleeting. Her husband passed away when she was just 20, leaving her a widow with a baby girl to cradle in the soft hush of night. In the gentle darkness of those early mornings, Sarah would dream of a different life, one where her hands did not bleed from the harsh lie of soap, where her daughter could rest in the soft embrace of comfort. She moved to St. Louis, drawn by the faint murmur of possibility that hummed in the city's heart. There she joined her brothers, who worked as barbers, their fingers shaping hair with careful grace. In their small shop Sarah watched and listened, her mind a quiet sea of curiosity. Life in St. Louis was not easy, but in the hush of the night Sarah's dreams began to bloom. She worked as a laundress, her days long and her evenings quiet, her small daughter asleep in a borrowed bed. But in the gentle hours of the evening, she would think of the beauty that lay hidden in every woman's heart, the soft glow of confidence, the tender hush of self-worth. It was around this time that Sarah faced a turning point that would gently shift the course of her life. Her hair, once a soft crown of curls, began to fall out in the quiet tragedy of neglect and harsh chemicals. But instead of bowing to despair, she let the gentle whisper of curiosity guide her. She began to experiment with homemade remedies, her fingers working in the calm hush of her small kitchen, mixing oils and herbs in search of healing. She moved to Denver, carrying her daughter and her dreams like soft treasures wrapped in cloth. There, she met Charles Joseph Walker, whose name she would one day take as her own. Charles was a salesman, with a voice that soothed and a smile that promised better days. Together they began to build a business around the gentle magic of Sarah's hair care remedies. In the quiet hours of the night, Sarah worked. Her small kitchen became an alchemist's den, bottles of oils glinting softly in the glow of the lantern. She created a formula that soothed the scalp and coaxed the hair to bloom again, a gentle potion that carried not just nourishment but the promise of confidence. She took the name Madam C.J. Walker, a title that carried the hush of elegance and the soft thunder of determination. She began to sell her products door to door, her voice calm and warm, her hands gentle as she showed women how to care for their hair. She spoke not just of beauty but of dignity, of the quiet power that comes from feeling worthy of attention. Madam Walker's business blossomed like a gentle flower in spring. She travelled far and wide, her soft determination a balm to those who had never been told they were beautiful. She hired other women to join her, giving them not just work but the soft gift of purpose. They became her agents, her sisters in a mission to lift each other up, each one a gentle note in the hymn of the possibility. As her success grew, so too did the chorus of voices that doubted her. There were those who whispered that a washerwoman could not be a queen of industry, that a black woman could not rule the realm of beauty. But Madam Walker moved through those shadows with quiet grace, her smile a calm promise that she would not be deterred. She built a factory in Indianapolis, a place where women could learn and work and dream together. She established a beauty school, a sanctuary of gentle instruction and whispered encouragement. There, in rooms filled with the warm hum of ambition, she taught not just hair care, but the quiet power of self-belief. Madam Walker became one of the first self-made millionaires in America, her fortune built on the soft strength of caring for others. But she never let the glow of gold eclipse the hush of kindness. She gave generously, her hands open and warm to churches, to schools, to those who needed a gentle lift. Her life was a soft testament to the power of sharing, of lifting others with the same quiet grace she had once cradled her own dreams. In the calm twilight of her life, Madam Walker found a gentle peace in the knowledge that her work had made a difference. Her hair care empire was more than bottles and oils. It was a soft revolution of confidence, a gentle chorus of women's voices raised in quiet triumph. When the time came for Madam Walker to rest, she did so in the gentle knowledge that she had turned her pain into promise, her humble beginnings into a soft beacon of hope. Her final days were spent in the warm hush of her mansion in New York, the sun filtering softly through tall windows, the echoes of laughter and purpose drifting like a lullaby. Tonight, as you close your eyes, let the gentle story of Madam C.J. Walker cradle you softly. Feel the warm glow of her quiet triumph, the gentle whisper of her determination as she turned kitchens into laboratories and dreams into empires. Let her story remind you that even the softest beginnings can bloom into a gentle legacy. Breathe in the calm of her journey, the patient rise from washerwoman to queen, the quiet power of believing in oneself. Let the hush of her success wrap around you like a soft blanket, a promise that even in the gentlest hearts, greatness can take root. Sleep well, dear dreamer. Let memory of Madam Walker's soft alchemy guide your night, and may her story of resilience and care carry you into a world of dreams as comforting as her gentle touch. Sweet dreams.